You're watching FanDuel Sports Network, the home of the Clippers, Kings, and Angels.
There's a high drive out toward left field. Back for it is Profar. Big Papa has hit a two-run homer. Neto barehand throw. It's in time. What a play by Neto. He drives one out toward left field. It's gone. Zack Neto delivers a clutch three-run homer.
It never felt so good to be back at the Big A's. The Angels finally return home from a lengthy road trip, and we welcome you to this pregame edition of Angels Live, brought to you by Spectrum. It's an 0-2 World Series rematch. The Giants at the Big A this Easter weekend, and we've got a jam-packed pre-show. Yes, guess who's back? Zack Attack. He is. The Angels shortstop rejoins the team after that shoulder surgery, getting a big boost from their best player in 2024. Plus Tyler Anderson on the mound. Angels with TA on the bump means wins. We'll dive into the numbers, and Taylor Ward with a strong road trip for the Halos, hoping he can stay hot at the plate for the Angels as they return back home. As we welcome you inside the Big A, it is so good to be back home alongside Garrett Anderson and Mark Gubicza. I'm Erica Weston. Gooby, what a boost for the Angels, not only home after a long trip, but get Neto back.
I mean, Erica and GA, to get him back in there, especially after his last few games, the energy level was still there, but to bring him back in there, what he can do offensively, what he can do defensively, what he can do on the bases, but there's a little something about him. He's got that it factor, and I think the guys just have a lot more fun around. He brings so much energy, and he's a dynamic player.
GA, we know the energy and the type of player that he is, but after a long trip, it didn't exactly end the way that they were hoping that it would. That's a big boost for them.
It is. Also, that's, is a big part of their team. And anytime you have a middle part of your lineup in, the center field, catcher, shortstop, those are big centerpieces of your team. So he brings a lot of leadership, and yeah, it's a little bit of a shot in the arm.
He is going to certainly have to bring some leadership this year after he tries to follow up Gooby. Oh, yeah, by the way, it is Star Wars. It is Star Wars night tonight. Yes, you might see some characters walking on the field here behind us. Let's hope the Force is with us tonight in this pregame show. But Gooby, he's going to be following up a season in which he had some record books for the Angels last year.
I mean, the stolen bases, the doubles, the home runs, the defense. But when you look at overall, 23 home runs, 34 doubles, 30 steals, an OPS plus of 112, so well above average as far as player in the major league level. 11 defensive runs saved. I mean, everything you can imagine, GA, he did for the team last year. And you know what? He loves to be that guy in that spotlight, and he performs very well in that.
Yeah, he does. And also, too, as well, I mean, a lot of this last year was just physical ability. Now he's starting to get some more maturity under the level, and I can only see his ceiling rising from there.
I mean, when you look at that with 23 and younger, he's happy with A-Rod in there, too. South Florida
Miami
guy.
Connection.
You know that connection. And then Ellie De La Cruz, by the way, anytime you're in that same conversation, same breath with him, that means you're doing some special things. And those three right there, all time. That's amazing. All time for that shortstop position.
Incredible years for Zack Neto and Ellie De La Cruz. Ellie's gotten off to a hot start, too. The Angels are not expecting Zack Neto to carry the team. That's a responsibility left for one and only Mike Trout. But it certainly means a lot to have a feeling of a complete ball club now.
Yeah, Gary, you know this. When you have balance in a lineup, everyone's better. I think everyone in the lineup is going to feel more comfortable in their spot in the lineup because now you have that balance. He's hitting there where he's at, is sixth in the lineup. So you got balance. You got power. You got Joe Adell hitting number 9 in your lineup. You got top there with Taylor Ward, what he did on the road trip. You got Mike Trout, Soler in there. So you got to like the fact that now you just feel like there's continuity in a lineup.
Yeah, and Neto's also going to bring the stability back to the middle of the infield where you have to be strong up the middle to be able to support the pitchers on the mound. And so that's one of the things that sticks out with me with him is just the defense and the run saves he's going to have.
All right, the Angels certainly glad to have him back. So are the Angels fans. How's Neto feel upon his return? Here's what he had to say earlier today.
Yeah, it feels great. Having a conversation with my dad, it was like, hey, if you don't like the clout, then just suck at your job. So, it's something I take pride in. Try to see the fans and, try to interact with them as much as possible. So, I build good relationships like that.
Did you think that your return was going to get like paparazzi style from the Long Beach airport yesterday?
Honestly, I didn't think so. It was kind of shocking, but like I told my dad, it's nothing I'm not expecting at this point. It's just a matter of how I handle my business. So, I'm excited that Angels fans got to see me early. They're fortunate enough, but I'm glad the news came out.
Maybe we should get that on a bumper sticker. If you don't like the cloud, just suck at your job.
Yeah,
I don't know.
The funny thing is, I said, you need to work a little bit on your CIA skills coming into the airport. Be a little incognito. And he goes, oh, yeah, they saw me right away. There's a lot of them down there. A lot of fans saw them.
There's eyes everywhere. There's eyes everywhere. So it's not just the pop of the bat, but GA, as you were mentioning, the defense from him, that was the big standout. It's night and day if you ask Ron Washington from the year prior to what we saw last year.
Yeah, and this is what he came up to do. I mean, the offensive side, they were going to take whatever they get, but the defensive and the runs that he saves and the leadership that he provides from the middle of the field, it translates into all the other infielders on the field.
He's an anchor out there.
Yeah, I mean, and the hard work he puts in. GA was exactly right. The year before, there were some ups and downs as far as defensively, but every day coming out to work. And Ron Washington, by the way, keeps it pretty grounded. And he had him out there again today working with him, too. So he knows he is such an important part. If you're strong up the middle, especially that shortstop position, your pitchers will be smiling, and there'll be a lot of less outs you have to get during the course of the game. So him back in there, even though Tim Anderson and Kevin Newman did a really nice job defensively, really nice job, but Zack Neto is special out there.
They certainly are. Those two, Ron Washington, Zack Neto, two peas in a pod. So how does Wash feel getting his shortstop back? Here's what he said before the game.
No, it's tremendous. He's chomping at the bit to play. We want him to play. We missed him, and now he's back. So we just waiting to see what he got to offer.
What does he bring to the lineup?
I told him when he went out there, I said, if there's a play that you don't make, you're going back to Salt Lake City.
No pressure, right? But he's kidding, obviously. But that was the plan. Get the rehab assignment that you need to feel ready to go, because, GA, once you're up here, you're not taking any days off, not 2-3 games a week. You're ready to go every day.
Yeah, you shouldn't come back at this point in the year if you're not ready to come back. This isn't the end of the season. But there was a part of the clip there that didn't get shown that, it raised some eyebrows. Washington said, well, if what he did last year, that's all he's going to do, then we're in trouble. Like, no. And some eyebrow raising. I'm like, he's exactly right. He has a lot more left in the tank.
Gooby, you believe that? A lot more to go?
100%. I mean, if you're content with what you did last year, you're never going to be the player you should be. And I just feel in the shortstop position, a reactionary position. So for him to have those couple plays I saw down in Salt Lake City where he had to go up the middle, off balance throws, that was good for him to be able to get that, to bring that up here. But the ceiling, that's exactly right, GA. He was 100% saying if he thinks that's his best year, then all of a sudden he's not that player that everyone wants to be, because every year you got to get better. The great ones, like the Kobe Bryants of the world, try to figure something out to be better every year.
Yeah, he's ready for the challenge, and they expect a lot of big things for Zack Neto. We're glad to have him back, and I'm sure Tyler Anderson will be glad to have him back too, guys. He's on the mound in his first of 3 games against the San Francisco Giants, and GA, the team 3-0 in starts by TA this year.
These are the kind of guys when I was playing that I just look at him now, how is he doing it with this stuff? But he understands how to pitch, and he understands how to use and stay within himself and hit the corners and change speeds. And I know he knows the hitters that he's pitching to. So this isn't by accident what he's doing. He's a consummate professional.
I mean, the stuff he goes out there every single time out there. StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. The tunneling of his pitches, I think it's really important, because hitters are seeing the same arm angle where he's throwing the ball in, whether it's his four-seam fastball, his changeup, and cutter, and even occasional slider. So it's not like, oh, he will drop down a little bit on the cutter downstairs, but you sit there, you go, as a hitter, you're going, I mean, his fastball's been so good. It's like 88, 89, and they're hitting under 100 against it this year. It's a four-seam fastball, but he just had to set up hitters between him and Kyle Hendricks. Every time they get them looking off speed, they get the express. And that fastball at 80, 89 looks like 95 when you're looking off speed.
Yeah, just 2 hits in the last 33 at-bats against Tyler Anderson in his last 2 starts. So go-to's Gooby for TA tonight.
I'm going right back to for me, it's always going to come back to his fastball, and is able to use that fastball and keep that four-seamer at the top of the zone. And the batting average against that is absolutely amazing, 125. But, also building that downward changeup success. First game out there, he struggled with his changeup. The last couple times out, his changeup was great, especially when he needed that big punch out. He was able to use the changeup.
opponents hitting just .087 on the four-seamer. They're also hitting just .161 against Tyler Anderson as a whole this season. That's good for 6th in Major League Baseball. GA, he's a good guy to have on this first series against a very good San Francisco club.
Yeah, what I like about, the type of pitcher he is, I think the fastball, for me, and Gooby might agree, the fastball is the best pitch in baseball. But a pitcher that has a great changeup like he has, I think that's 1A as well. Because it's tough to hit a changeup, like you said earlier, out of the same arm slot.
Well, if you ask Sal Fasano, he says the best pitch in baseball is a well-located fastball. So going from pitching to offense, GA, Taylor Ward, we can see him get a little bit streaky, and he got off to a really good start on this road trip, and he had a big hit for the Angels last night early on in the ballgame. Good to see maybe more consistency from Taylor Ward, but he brings a lot to the offense.
Yeah, I'm sure he's always striving for it, but the type of swing he has, he has to make sure he has to swing at the pitches that are in his zone. He has a bit of a swing that he wants to drive the ball, so he has to be a little bit more selective at the plate. And right now, during this part of the year, they're missing out over the plate, and he's not missing them at all.
And he's hitting a lot of those baseballs to right field. He's been able to turn on some pitches. He's hit the home run to dead center field, 5 home runs on this past road trip. And the thing is impressive about him, he is ultra aggressive on the first pitch, but if it's not put in play, you would look up and there's like 6 or 7 pitches almost every at bat he has. So he's helping out his teammates, the guy on deck, and working the pitcher. That way, at some point during the game, as a hitter, you're going to know what the out pitch of that pitcher is because he's going to work enough counts. But when he's on his streak right now, like we've seen in the past, he can carry the team, and he's on one of those good streaks. Hopefully that carries off in the home right now.
And that's why he's so valuable at the top of the lineup, right? Not even if the AB ends up in a walk or a hit or a home run or even just a punch out, but he's giving the guys in the dugout an opportunity to see, and particularly when you got a guy that we're going against tonight who we'll dive into in just a little bit. Stay with us. We've got more to come as we get you ready for first pitch. The Angels back at home here at the Big A on Star Wars night. Yeah, this guy, Logan Webb. How do we slow down him on the mound against the San Francisco Giants? That's next.
That starting rotation, it doesn't get better than that.
Dominating night from Logan Gilbert.
Trying to be out there and take the ball as much as I can.
Swing and a miss against Luis Castillo.
It's wipeout stuff.
He's a legit ace.
Talk about depth the Mariners really have.
What a masterpiece from George Kirby.
Just trying to go out there and give my team the best chance to win.
Julio Rodriguez is an absolute superstar out there in center field.
Go by zone Julio.
Once I go, I just want to have everything ready.
Guy's dangerous. Julio!
I'm here to get a fitting with my new PXG driver. You've got to have the club fitted to your style. It's important for your swing. Dead straight. So, what do you say?
I'm going to add 20 grams in the heel.
Give me a little bit more hook.
I'm going to go up to the 12.5 gram, which will allow it to be more draw biased.
Oh, yes. Definitely more draw. That's the beauty that PXG can do for you. We will adjust your clubs to suit you.
Book your fitting now at PXG.com. PXG, you've never played like this before.
is presented by Spectrum, a connection built for everywhere. That's life unlimited. That's Spectrum. Angels glad to be back in the friendly confines of Southern California. First of 3 this Easter weekend against the San Francisco Giants. Playoff season just around the corner for NHL hockey. The Kings going up against the Edmonton Oilers for the 4th straight year. Andrei Kopitar leading the way, the captain, with Darcy Kemper in net. Of course, Quinton Byfield and the Kings look to get it done against Connor McDavid and the Oilers. Game 1 Monday, and the Kings have home ice. All right, let's take a trip to Wrigley, some day baseball. One of the wildest offensive explosions you'll see. Gooby, go ahead. Go ahead.
This is one of those days when you're a pitcher, you go, you know what, I'm a little bit under the weather with the wind blowing out there. I mean, it was a 7-1 game. The Cubs were winning 7-1. The Diamondbacks scored 10 in the top of the 8th inning, and then they came back right away, the Cubs, and scored 6 to win at 13-11. I mean, something about that's just not really good if you're a pitcher hitter. I remember as a kid watching a Phillies game, it was 23-22. And I'm sure the ERAs weren't real good.
A 13-11 final after 10 runs in the 8th inning by the Diamondbacks, who went on to lose, GA. Ouch.
Yeah, all you can do is laugh at that. I mean, you just look at that one loss, but yeah, there's some angry pitchers out there because the flags were blown out.
Yeah, usually a little fly ball. You go, oh, yeah, it's gone.
All you got to do is just get it in flight on days
I thought you were going to say flags were flying because that's a football score. That's not a baseball score. Man, what a wild one at Wrigley this afternoon. Anyways, turning our attention back here to Anaheim, it's Logan Webb on the mound for the Giants, Scooby, and he has been one of the best in the game the last handful of years.
And it's difficult to get the ball in the air against him. Even at Wrigley Field, I think that would be a difficult task. And Logan Webb has outstanding stuff. He's a guy who will give you a ton of innings. When you look over the last 4 seasons, 41 wins, 5th most in baseball. He's around the strike zone. He's got that power sinker. And you know what? You just got to try to bunch hits together against him. He doesn't throw his changeup as much anymore, but he's incorporated his cutter to be more effective against left-handed batters. So the changeup not as big, which used to be a great pitch for him.
Strikeout rate also increased this year. You note the changeup usage, but 25 Ks in 24 innings pitched in GA. I guess the cutter is the reason why his strikeout percentage has changed.
Yeah, it could be. And this is one of those days I think you'd use one of your bad bats because the ball's running all over the place. You don't want to take your good bat out there against this guy. But what you are going to know is you're going to see a lot of movement in zone. And those type of days, for my approach would be to shorten up and just try to put the ball in play because you're not going to get big on a guy like that.
Yeah, and he doesn't give up.
And his arm angle, GA, as a left-handed batter, do you see the baseball a little bit better out of his hand? Because he's at that little bit lower arm angle. I think lefties should be able to see the ball a little bit longer.
Yeah, you do, and you just try to stay short. Because if you try to get big, it's not going to be good for you.
All right, Gooby, your go-tos against Logan Webb for the Halos.
Yeah, and he will throw a number of sliders right now. So you got to, for me, you got to have that barrel on that flat slider. So far this season, a 316 batting average against it, and you got to elevate. Not an easy thing to do, but you got to try to elevate that sinker above the knees. We saw that with Soriano and Kohanowitz, what the Rangers did against them. They forced that sinker up. You have a little bit better success because it will run towards the barrel as compared to down below the knees where you just hit ground ball after ground ball.
Well, that's the focus as far as the pitching is concerned. How about the offense, though? The Giants have been a complete ball club to start this season. Jung Hoo Lee is a big reason why he had a season-ending shoulder issue last May, and he's like a completely different player this year.
Yeah, and health is always the reason why. And this guy, young man, hits the ball everywhere. And, you know, when you have a guy that can center the ball and doesn't care and doesn't get long with his swing, he causes problems. And he has a great hand-eye coordination. And probably wondering, you know, the number that he wears on his back may have something to do with why as part of his play.
No doubt. 10 doubles already this year. And his numbers against left-handed pitching, though, really jumps out. He's hitting 450 versus lefties with an OPS of 1,300. That, for me, tells you he stays on the baseball, lets the baseball travel deep enough.
And GA, he moved his stance back, too. That was one of the big things, the point of contact. Why does that make a difference?
And every hitter and every part of their swing is when your bat's coming through the zone. And, yeah, there's little adjustments to give him a little bit more time and also let him get a little bit more extended as well. Probably why you're seeing more extra base hits.
All right. Gooby, may the force be with you as you head on up to the booth.
If I can find a way to get up there quicker.
Maybe R2-D2's around here somewhere to help escort you upstairs. Thanks for hanging with us. More to come as we get you ready for first pitch here from the Big A. The Angels back home, first of 3 against the San Francisco Giants, which might jog your memory from the World Series in 2002. We're flashing back. GA is going to help us take a trip down memory lane next.
The Braves have staying power.
Just an absolute powerhouse. Big-time bombers in the lineup that could really, really hurt you. They're going to be a force again.
Your 2024 National League Cy Young Award winner.
This is what the greats do. Watch him go to work.
Swing and a miss. What a way to finish for Chris Sale.
Explosiveness with the velocity, with the nastiness of his pitches.
The man is on fire.
He is MLB's Sonic the Hedgehog. That's what I do every day. Play baseball and have fun.
Braves just keep on rolling.
Roar is back in Motown. Right now, Major League Baseball, we have a new Tiger King. Tarek Skubal owns this mound.
Look at him walking off the mound. This guy's a nightmare.
This kid's special, doing it all.
Riley Green saves the day.
Does everything on the field, plays great defense, can steal bags.
He's a monster.
If I'm on time, I know my swing is going to be in the best spot possible for me to hit the ball.
Sports Network is presented by Spectrum, a connection built for everywhere. That's life unlimited, and that's Spectrum. Angels and Giants, Halos back home at the Big A after that long trip. It'll be a 6-game homestand. It's hockey playoff season, but it's also NBA playoffs. First round of the Western Conference playoffs for the Clippers, with Kawhi Leonard getting underway Saturday against Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets. Clippers Live begins at 12 o'clock noon on FanDuel Sports Network. And then, of course, you can flip over to the Angels game that night. Well, with the Giants in town, GA, a good opportunity, because why not, to look back at 2002 and the World Series. You're just laughing and smiling watching this footage right now.
It's a shameless plug, I guess.
You'll take it.
I'll take it, no doubt.
Watching this, what do you feel with the Giants being in town?
It's just always cool to go back and remember the good times, because there's always more bad times than good times, and this is what everybody shoots for. So, yes, it's a place that it holds a special spot in my heart, and every time I see a guy from that team, it's always good to talk to him.
It's a first and only time the Angels won the World Series, looking for many more, certainly. But it was quite a remarkable series with that All-California Fall Classic, GA. Of course, we know the first time that two wild card teams were meeting in the World Series as well.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, and one thing, having all California teams to travel was really easy. We didn't have to go west, so that was real good. But no, it was a memorable series, and I remember pretty much, I can recall everything from Game 1 to Game 7. So it was the only thing I do remember, though, is the last day of the last game. Troy Goss and I were sitting there stretching on the line. It's like, it's finally over because we're tired.
Yeah. It was quite a run to the World Series champion. Two good friends, Dusty Baker and Mike Scioscia, managing against one another. But GA, you might remember every moment from that first game, but maybe one from Game 7 as well in particular?
Yeah, just something down the line.
Maybe casually. Take us back.
Got some kids clapping. No, it was a pitch up and in. I knew he was coming in because the first at bat, he threw an off-speed pitch, and I smoked it to center. And David got doubled off at second. So at that point, I knew he was coming in. He had to come in. He had to change something up, and that's the type of pitcher he was.
So Game 7, that moment, or the comeback in Game 6? Which way do you go?
No, there's no 7 without 6.
That's
so
true.
You kind of have to pick 6.
I love it. Was there anything that you can ever remember being so loud as that Game 6?
No, and it never was after that. We went to playoffs many times after that. That particular night, I couldn't believe how loud it was.
You got your ring? There you go. My mistake. How did I miss that thing? Just blinding me. He just had to casually turn it. Good stuff. Always fun to look back on 0-2. Stay with us. First pitch getting closer from the Big A. The Giants in town this weekend. Nolan Shawnoel and Tyler Anderson on the mound. We'll take a look at Ron Washington's lineup in Game 1 next.
Right now,
this is a guy who has MVP-type potential.
Luis Robert is one of the most talented players in the league.
Great nickname, La Pantera.
Can do it anywhere on the field.
he has the potential to be a 30-30 guy that can knock in 95 to 100 runs.
As a fan of the game, there's nobody I enjoy watching in center field than Mr. Luis Robert.
This guy is the entire package.
Struck him out, my goodness.
He has a weapon for every hitter.
Good luck, 99.
And what I like most about him, he pitches with an attitude.
They're still on their feet for Postgame.
Everyone wants to watch this guy.
Must-see TV for me.
6'7", top 5 exit velo, #1 arm in the sport.
There's a cruise missile. More fireworks.
He can go out there to center field, relax, and I think this is a 30-30 guy this season.
Welcome back. How about this, Angels fans? When the Halos win the game, you win free McDonald's fries. And don't they look happy? Who doesn't want that? Get free medium French fries tomorrow with any $2 purchase. It's only on the app at participating McDonald's. Yeah, cheers to French fries and the Angels winning at home. We welcome you back inside the ballpark, Erica West and Garrett Anderson. I don't know if you heard the cheers when a certain shortstop just ran behind us to get ready to go on the field. Good to have that guy back.
Yeah, it's all on him tonight.
Solely on his shoulders.
He missed the first part of the season. It's all on him now. He plays shortstop. You know, no, it's good to have him back, and it's good to see, you know, I'm sure the excitement of the guys on the team, because you feel like you got your team back together.
There he is, him and his Big Papa custom cleats getting ready to go in Ron Washington's lineup. Game 1 against the San Francisco Giants. I know there was questions, GA, about maybe Trout might have the day off after the long road trip and the late flight back, but his rest, quote unquote, he's DHing tonight.
This is his day off. You need his bat in the lineup, and good call by the managers. So early in the season, there's no reason to be tired. You know, you get plenty of rest, so no, he should be in there tonight playing.
He certainly is. Kyron Paris and Zack Neto up the middle. Joe Adell holding things down at shortstop, and Logan O'Hoppe gets his bestie back. It was pretty funny hearing from Wash before the game talking about rest, had to look down at his watch. It's April, we're not tired, we're excited, and it's the opening day for Zack Neto for Star Wars night here at the Big A. Thanks for joining us on Angels Live. Patrick O'Neill, Mark Gubza on the call. Enjoy the game. We'll see you throughout the night.
There's a unicorn in Hollywood.
The lineup we know is incredibly deep, but that starting rotation is unlike anything I can remember.
I got them running the National League.
I think this is the first of like 4 or 5 straight world championships.
This is just an incredible wealth of riches.
He's in a world of his own! Strike 3 swinging. It's a dozen strikeouts for Tyler Glasnow. Walk-off win!
The face of the game of baseball is running through this guy right here.
That dude has electricity coming out of his pores.
You're changing the sport, man. I just go out there every day and give them 100%.
Every day he does something that draws your attention.
Green is cooking with gas.
It feels like he's finally put it all together. I think Hunter Green's about to become a super ace of a playoff team. That's what the Cincinnati Reds are going to be in 2025.
The Angels are finally back home at the Big A, and one of their best players returns. That's right, Zack is back.
There's a high drive out toward left field. Back for it is Profar. Big Papa has hit a 2-run homer. Neto barehand throw. It's in time. drives one out toward left field. It's gone! Zack Neto delivers a clutch 3-run homer.
Tonight's ball game is presented by Lexus. Oh, you saw the great news as Zack Neto returns and the Angels are back home at the Big A, hosting the San Francisco Giants right here on FanDuel Sports Network. And here it is, Zack Neto taking the field for the first time all season, missing the first 18 games. The best player for the Angels a season ago with a 5.1 WAR. And considering the Angels have a 500 record, pretty darn good without that man, Zack Neto. As we welcome you inside with Mark Gubaza, I'm Patrick O'Neill. What a boost Zack Neto is going to bring this club.
Yeah, Patty, I mean, it was a tough last few games down there in Texas, but to bring that energy level, the team MVP last season, could do it on the offensive side, could do it on the bases, and definitely could do it with the glove.
And here in front of the great fans on Star Wars weekend, it's a perfect opportunity. Can't wait to see how he's going to play. He looked good in rehab.
The Jedi Warrior is ready to rock and roll here. I mean, you look at his numbers last year, 23 home runs, 34 doubles, 30 stolen base, and OPS plus of 112. That means well above an average major league player. But I love the fact is he can make so many things happen defensively. He can make it happen with his wheels. And he just, once that baseball hit his way, that's when you know he's that type of player that wants to be the focus point both at the offensive side and the defensive side.
Ruby, without a doubt, he's one of the most exciting young players in baseball. Age 23 or younger, 20 homers, 30 stolen bases, and a 5+ WAR. That's pretty good company.
Especially with A-Rod in there, South Florida guy. So you know that. And Ellie De La Cruz, who's a dynamic player. So there's only 3 players in history, 23 or younger. That's amazing in history to do that. And right now, even Ron Washington said, he's not even close to where he's going to be as he goes along in his career. Hopefully it all starts here tonight.
As you guys talked about in pregame, one mistake, he's back to Salt Lake. He was just kidding. That was a tough start to the season, 15 of 18 on the road.
Yeah, I mean, it was, but the team, you know, they played some good baseball. They hit a lot of home runs early. Last few games, not the case, but still 30 home runs means they got a lot of power. Going to need to be able to get the ball, hit the ball in a line against Webb. He doesn't give up a lot of home runs, but bunch of hits together.
Well, Star Wars weekend, the Angels are going to try to win the game. Use the force. You know what? Do or do not, there is no try. Right? Are you with me?
Yes,
Star Wars weekend, Gooby?
Yes,
come on, let's go. First pitch coming up.
Some things are inevitable, inescapable, set in stone from the day we're born. And some aren't. Through Hims, you can get access to a range of options made with proven ingredients to stop hair loss and regrow hair. Formulas are personalized and prescribed by licensed medical providers 100% online. Break tradition with Hims. For regrowth in 3 to 6 months, get started today at hims.com.
At Lumber Liquidators, we have great prices on flooring, but more importantly, we have great people in our stores. We are flooring experts that will help you get the right floor at the right price for any room in your home. Flooring is all we do. It will help you every step of the way, from selection to installation. We have over 200 stores nationwide. Right now, solid oak flooring for an incredible 89 cents a square foot. LumberLiquidators.com. Tell them Tom sent you.
There's an easier way. From little fixes to big projects, taking care of your home is easy with Thumbtack. Download the Thumbtack app and start caring for your home today.
and that's my opinion. I'm comfy.
It sure is great to be back home, and we've seen this before. Three-time MVP Mike Trout signing some autographs. It gets better, though. It is our Blue Moon bright spot. The big road trip, 15 of 18. How about this? We've got some California gold. 32 of the next 37 Angels games are in the state of California. That's some California love.
Yeah, it is some California love. Lots of loving in California for the Halos. Let's get it going here tonight with Tyler Anderson on the bump.
So far for Tyler Anderson, he's pitched great this season, and this guy is such a competitor. He prepares so intensely. On the day of the games, he doesn't talk to anybody. Probably a little bit different than you went about it.
Yeah, slightly different, but you know what? He has a routine about him. Even the day after the game, the day he's pitching on the mound. So he is a guy that's always ready and prepared, both physically and mentally. My go-tos for him to continue to throw the ball well like he has so far. Building that downward changeup success. First game, not so good. Last two, it's been really, really good. And keep that four-seamer to the zone, the top of the zone. Very, very effective for him. That four-seamer has been dominant so far. Between that and his cutter, really, really effective.
And the lineup that he's going to be facing tonight against the San Francisco Giants, a team coming in 13-6, and they score a ton of runs. You got Ramos, Adames, and Jung Hoo Lee is one of the most exciting players in the game. Matt Chapman, Wilmer Flores, Yaz, Mike Yastrzemski, Patrick Bailey, the great catcher. Tyler Fitzgerald's having a great season, and Lamont Wade Jr., as Schmidt was a late scratch, Lamont Wade Jr. is in. Also have an ump switch we're going to tell you about.
Yeah,
we got
everybody on the edge. I mean, the thing is, they hit a lot of extra base hits, keeping him in the yard, very, very important. And the defense for the Halos behind Tyler Anderson tonight. It's great to have Zack Neto back. 11 defensive run saves last season. He was involved in turning 103 double plays. Brent Hefo next to him. Kyrie Parris at second base, and you got Sean Wall at first. Logan Webb behind the dish, and you got Taylor Ward, Joe Adele, and Jorge Soler. Mike Trout DHing tonight. That's his day off, designated hitter.
Yeah, there was some question coming in if Mike was going to get this off day, and Ron Washington was clear about this. He says, that's our best player. We're playing the San Francisco Giants. He's going to get a complete day at some point, but DH, essentially, that's his rest.
Well, the big thing, too, and there is a day off on Monday, a scheduled day off, so we'll try to find a way to be able to give a little bit more of a breather for Trout. But Trout, you know him, he wants to be out there, especially after those last 4 games the way it went on the road trip.
And pitching for the Giants is Logan Webb. It'll be his second start against the Angels. He's tremendous. But here's Tyler Anderson, our guy, first pitcher underway, and he paints a four-seamer. That fastball has been the key pitch and pretty much unhittable in this 3 starts.
And it's not mid-90s. It's around 87 to 89 miles an hour, but it's changeup and cutter very, very good.
Elliot Ramos is leading off for the G-men. The Giants, as I mentioned, 13-6 and 4-3 so far on this 10-game road trip, and wrapping up here at the Big A.
So he's going fastball away, fastball up and in. Now he has him thinking, is he going to his changeup, or is he going to try to sneak another fastball by him?
And he goes to the changeup, a swing and a miss as Ramos strikes out. That's a pretty good start.
That's a good sequence when you look at it, Patio. He went fastball away, fastball in, then you got him thinking, all right, is he going to go fastball? And because of that, because he threw 2 pitches on both sides of the plate with the heater, changeup for the punchy.
Shortstop Willie Adames, a good one.
41% whiff percentage with his changeup this season. That's been pretty solid.
You see him, he goes to the bicep. He calls his own game. That's a high pop-up. And we got a guy there as Joe Adele comes in. And 2 quick outs.
Tell you what, when you look at what he has done this season, you got a good view here as a fan. Look at how he tunnels both the four-seamer and changeup, the exact same arm slot. So fastball in, changeup down. That's exactly what he did against Ramos. Perfect time to show that. And look at those numbers, 190 and under 100 versus a four-seamer.
You hear the applause for the young man at the plate in his second year, but Jung Hoo Lee, the center fielder for the Giants, only played 37 games last year. The grandson of the wind, he shows bunt, and that's just a beautiful play. He's going to hold right there. I mean, this guy does it all. His father was a tremendous player in KBO, also in Japan, where he was born, but he's a Korean superstar. Already has 10 doubles on the year.
It's amazing what he has done, especially against left-handers, and how perfect this bunt was. You can't place it down there anymore. I was thinking he was almost trying to get another extra base hit on a bunt.
That's just baseball at its best. That was fun to see.
And that's a smart decision. You always think, why would he do that with 2 outs. Well, he can run, and the bottom line, you give Chapman a chance to swing the bat here.
Third baseman Matt Chapman has 3 home runs on the year, and certainly we've seen enough of Chapman all his time with the A's. And look at the manager of the Giants, Bob Melvin, who Ron Washington worked with closely with Oakland for 7 years. Oh, paint, that's a good pitch, not called. A ball, that was a great spot.
Chapman 2 for 12 in his career versus Tyler Anderson. But one of those hits, a home run. Does have 4 strikeouts too. He's got the stash working going.
Thoughts? Do you approve?
Well, if you can even grow a stash, I'm always jealous.
I've seen the goatee on you. You undersell your ability to grow a great stash.
Looked like Lee was thinking about going there and stopped. Tyler Anderson with 17 career pickoffs.
It's a lot. 3 stolen bases, excuse me, for Lee so far.
See, that's how important, you look back at that bunt. Okay, a lot of times there was a time when the guys on the bench go, no, swing away. You got all those extra base hits, but that bunt for a base hit, now you have a 3-0 count, and now you have a potential for a big inning, especially when you look at who's on deck too. Right. Flores, who has great career numbers against the Angels. 23 ribbies so far for Flores on deck. The 3-0 in there, and outstanding numbers against Tyler Anderson also. So this is a big batter to come back and get. More success against Chapman for Tyler Anderson than Flores.
Hitters count right here for Chapman. Toro High School and Fullerton. And he takes upstairs, ball 4. So with 2 on, that brings up the RBI machine, Wilmer Flores. And talk about the start that he is on. 19 games, as you see Ron Washington not liking this early. Flores with the 23 RBIs. That's the most since Willie Mays in '68.
And mentioned those numbers in his career against Anderson. So this is, even though it's early, especially after a tough last trip there in Texas, it's a big batter here early in the game.
The change up in there for a strike. So 2 on, 2 out, just underway here at the Big A. Cloudy night. A perfect night for baseball.
Early in the night here, a fly ball in the air could be a difficult task to read early.
All right to Joe Adell, center field, comes in a few steps, goes back and gets it as Anderson gets out of trouble.
Want to do anything this weekend?
Like what? That concert on Friday is now 60% off. Look how excited they are about saving money.
Wait. Did she say 60% off?
What time is it? It's game time.
Wearing regular shoes feels this cramped. Or Glide Step wide fit, hands-free Skechers slip-ins feel like this. With Skechers slip-ins, just step in, no bending down, no touching my shoes. Try wide fit Skechers slip-ins.
Arguably one of the best pitchers, if not the best pitcher in the game.
At 100 miles an hour, Sandy ties a career high 14 strikeouts.
This guy is a difference maker for the Marlins.
He's a staff ace. He wants to take the ball, man. He has been great.
Sandy Alcantara has thrown a complete game shutout.
It's like if I faced you, you got no respect for me.
No.
Exactly.
Force at the front of the rotations.
And the guy that wanted to finish what he starts.
Shutout for Sandy Alcantara.
Brought to you by Simpson Chevy. Taylor Ward, 5-game hitting streak leads off. Luis Rengifo DHing tonight is Mike Trout. Can't keep him out of the lineup. Jorge Soler and Logan O'Hoppe, Nolan Shonowell. And the best news of all, Zack Neto is back at shortstop, followed by Kyron Paris and Joe Adell.
And it gives you that balance in a deep lineup here tonight with Zack Neto back in there. That's going to be big for this club going forward. It's going to be a tough one against one of the best in the game, that power sinker. Logan Webb 2-0 with 2.63 ERA. A whip of 1.13. Doesn't walk a lot of batters. He has a lot of ground balls. And this season, he's getting a lot of punch-outs.
Logan Webb just eats innings for the Giants in his 7th year. He's led all of baseball the last couple of seasons in innings pitched. Rockland, California, above Sacramento. Knows how to get the job done for sure.
He works with an umpire and he gets those corners or slightly off corners. It's a tough task against him. If you can bring him in the strike zone, you got a better shot of being successful against him.
Odds are he's getting into the 7th inning or through 7. Never tell me the odds.
So he's got a sweeper, slider, changeup. Cutter has been a big pitch for him. He's not giving up a hit on his cutter or his four-seam fastball yet this year.
Yeah, that's amazing, considering he used to really live with the changeup. Went away with that, but added that cutter. I know you'll get into that as the night goes on. Here's the 3-1, taken for a strike, full count.
That's why you can bring that two-seamer, that sinker right back. It looks like it's a ball off the plate, and we know how good the eye Taylor Ward is. We talked about in the pregame show with GA and Erica how he sees a lot of pitches.
Does not chase. That is in there for strike 3. That was a strike. It's painted the upper corner.
And that's a theme we saw a lot down in Texas. A lot of called third strikes on fastballs. That's at the upper quadrant of the strike zone. It's definitely in the zone.
Halos have lost 4 in a row and 5 of 6. The strikeouts have been the issue. 10 or more Ks in 5 of the last 6 games, and only 14 runs in that span. Ran into some good pitching in Texas as Luis Rengifo takes a strike.
Well, he can paint those pitches, though. It's amazing in corners.
Incredible control. Just his 2nd start against the Halos. Logan Webb, one of the best in the business, upstairs.
Guy that generally keeps the ball in the ballpark, and see how that changes up for the Halos now. At those 30 home runs, and they haven't hit any since leaving Houston. The defense behind Webb, and you know, if you're an infielder, you got to be on your toes. You got one of the best in baseball, maybe one of the best of all time, and Chapman, his 5 Gold Gloves, 106 career defensive run saves, already 3 this season. Adames have really going over at shortstop. It was like a big pickup for the Giants, and Wade Jr. over first, not originally in there. Fitzgerald second. Behind the plate is Bailey. He's solid. Very good young catcher.
So good behind the dish as far as pitch framing is concerned. Best in the business. If you want to get to the Giants, first inning would be the time to do it. They've allowed 13 runs in the first in the last 6 games. 3 first inning runs in their first 13 games.
1-2 count. Likes to go to that breaking ball. Try to sneak that little cutter upstairs. He used to throw his changeup a lot to left-handers. Now he's throwing his cutter more. I think there's a reason behind it. We'll get into that as it goes along. But the changeup and sinker, very similar plane away against lefties.
It's a good take, and the count is full. You know me, I want to ask you why. Why has he done away with the pitch that was so successful?
Because what you're seeing is hitters are tracking that sinker going away, down and away. Then changeup's going down and away. There's a variation in the speeds of it, but not big enough where now they're just tracking that lower part of the strike zone and staying away and looking away. But now that cutter neutralizes lefties in particular for looking away and down. Now they got to worry about the pitch inside.
3-2 ground ball. Fitzgerald has it, and there's 2 down.
And my go-tos to have success and get this homestand off to the right start against a good pitcher in Logan Webb here today is you got to elevate that sinker above the knees, down below the knees. Ground ball to ground ball, and you got to barrel that flat slider slash sweeper here today. 316 batting average against that pitch.
Well, brings up Mike Trout, who had a chance to see a bunch of pitches from the on-deck circle when he was in the hole.
The thing is, when I look at Trout versus Webb, you would think this is a perfect matchup for Trout. A sinker ball pitcher. Trout hits the ball really good low, but this season it's been different for him.
Fastball in there. That's that sinker for a strike. That 14 ribbies for Trout, but yet to get going with the average. Got sawed off a base hit yesterday. We're hoping some hits start to fall to get the average up and get him going.
There's his change up there. He threw it in. That's a good pitch. A right on right change up. I was talking to Sal Fasano today about that. Assistant pitching coach, how effective that change up to a right-handed batter is with a sinker ball pitcher, right-hander.
Best on best right here as Trout takes his time. It's going to be some variation of a fastball, you would think.
Might try that fastball upstairs. And went back to that sweeper.
right, full count again.
Better take because Trout has been expanding a little bit on the breaking balls down below the strike zone. Good take for Trout. All three batters in this inning, full counts.
Oh, and it's in there and a strikeout. So 2 Ks looking for the Halos, and we're scoreless after 1.
I'm here to get a fitting with my new PXG driver. You've got to have the club fitted to your style. It's important for your swing. Dead straight. So, what do you say?
I'm going to add 20 grams in the heel.
Give me a little bit more hook.
I'm going to go up to the 12.5 gram, which will allow it to be more draw biased.
Oh, yes. Definitely more draw. That's the beauty that PXG can do for you. We will adjust your clubs to suit you.
Book your fitting now at pxg.com. PXG, you've never played like this before.
Never clean your gutters again with LeafGuard. LeafGuard's seamless design keeps leaves, pests, and sediment out while directing water away from your home, giving you peace of mind that your home and family are protected from water damage with the industry's premier maintenance-free gutter system. Call 844-6LeafGuard right now for a free estimate and save 20% plus $500 off your purchase and installation. LeafGuard. Get it today, protected for life.
Custom Big Papa cleats for his first game. Yes, we are continuing with the Big Papa in 2025. So new year, new cleats. Also, new tattoo for Zack Neto heading into this year. A tattoo on the back of his left arm and his tricep in Japanese that basically says everything happens for a reason. Not specifically because of the shoulder surgery that he was recovering from this season. It's basically something he's lived his life by his entire life, his story. He knows the importance of everything that he did last year, but it's something he said he's done his whole life since he got drafted, being overlooked. So wanted to get that on his arm. Everything happens for a reason. But this whole journey back, the hardest part, it's been the mental side of it. His body says he's ready, but his head's telling him something different. So just getting over that mental hurdle. And Ron Washington joked, guys, we know how much the two have, how much fun they have together. He said, well, if there's a play he doesn't make tonight, we're going to send him back to Salt Lake City. I don't think that's going to happen, though.
No, that got a big laugh.
Yeah, he'll keep him grounded pretty good. That's 100% for sure.
And Erica, he was Neto was spotted at the Long Beach airport by some Angels paparazzi, correct?
Some Angels fans on Reddit, I believe. I mean, they've got eyes and ears and spies just about everywhere. Turns out he's safe nowhere. Maybe it was the giant Angels duffel bag that gave it away, though, on the baggage carousel. That'd be my guess.
Possibly.
Yeah.
But that's how we knew for sure, because for some reason, thanks, Erica, very much. It could be like Ron was like Ron Washington, call him Ron, or Wash. Wanted to hold him till Tuesday, which is the full rehab, but Neto basically forced his hand in those 13 games.
He's been swinging the bat well. He's made some solid defensive plays, and the bottom line is the team struggled those last 4 games on the road. You want to have your best player from last season up here when he says he's ready. He said he was ready. There's that 4-seam fastball upstairs by another hitter. By the way, Joe Adell's been busy already today. Already three fly ball outs his way.
Yeah, that one hit directly at him by Flores. Those are the tough ones. Here's the 1-2. Yastrzemski flies out for the first out. The count is now 2-2 to Patrick Bailey.
Hey, Yastrzemski's off to a big-time start for the Giants.
It's hit hard, but got a guy there. That's Rengifo, 2 down.
I wish you can get him out in front just enough. He got him out in front, be able to get that ball hit right at Rengifo.
Really good start to the season for Tyler Anderson. Let's hope he can keep this up. Here's Tyler Fitzgerald. Initially was hitting 9th. He has been the best 9th hitter in all of baseball. Moved up to the 8th spot. But
he can fly too.
Really playing good baseball. And to have that type of numbers at the bottom of your order for Bob Melvin to turn it over on top, that's what helps you win ball games.
You always love to see that. You see him peeking down to see where Rengifo was at third base.
It's a pretty pitch. And when you see a guy that doesn't have great fuzz on the fastball and pitches, you always want to say, oh, that's Greg Maddux, right? I don't want to compare anybody to Greg Maddux, but what Tyler Anderson is doing at this level, at this stage in his career, he's pitching.
Especially because of the success he's having with his fastball. And so we know how good that changeup is. It's been one of the best and toughest pitches for any hitters to hit over the last number of seasons, but his success with his fastball has made his changeup better. So there is that fastball right back in.
So here it is, the opponent average on the four-seamer from 23, where it was a tough year for him his first year with the Halos. But this year so far, 087.
I mean, even last year he was an all-star at 272 on that pitch.
It's pulled foul. So Fitzgerald hitting .309, has 4 doubles, a triple, 2 homers, 6 ribbies. PS of 872. And a swing and a miss. Tyler Anderson at 1-2-3 second.
Grunt changeup. Sold a fastball, threw a changeup instead.
Beautiful stuff from TA so far. We got ourselves a great game here tonight at the Big A.
If you know luxury, it's not just award-winning, it's rewarding. Saatva Mattresses supports all types of sleepers. Luxury is handcrafted and assembled in American factories and brought directly to you with our complimentary in-home delivery and setup service. Which is why over 90% of customers would recommend Saatva to friends and family. Saatva, luxury mattresses made affordable.
The true West has no fences. There's an edge, but you gotta find it. Find comfort from the traditions that help define it, and the confidence from having the courage to defy it. But being brave isn't about being different. It's about being yourself. Now, we might not need more people in the West, but would it hurt to have a little more West in the people?
Bottom 2, Logan Webb facing Jorge Soler, Logan O'Hoppe, and Nolan Shonowell. Alongside Mark Ubas and Erica West, and I'm Patrick O'Neill. Great to be with you on this Friday night at the Big A. Angels 9-9 on the season. Giants playing very good baseball on that tough NL West. Just looking at the Dodgers in Texas, and Yoshinobu Yamamoto, 10 strikeouts through 8. 1-0 lead, that matchup versus Jacob deGrom, who went 7 with 7 punch-outs. That is a pitcher's duel. The NL West is a lot of W's. Tough division.
I actually think Shohei was not in the lineup today for the Dodgers.
1-2, foul back. And how about this matchup, Gooby, here tonight? With Perry Manassian as the general manager of the Angels, and Zach Manassian, the general manager of the San Francisco Giants. 2 brothers, his younger brother Zach. Dad Zach Sr. must be loving this. Is the first ever meeting regular season between the two bros.
And both teams off to surprising good starts to start the season too.
Zach Sr. is here. And that's where those boys grew up. Clubhouse, the Texas Rangers. It's absolutely miraculous that you got 2 brothers GMs in the bigs. That is spectacular stuff. And congratulations to Barry and Zach for that achievement.
These 2 teammates going at it right here.
That's a chase and a strikeout. And that's the 3rd K for Logan Webb.
in my Hyundai key for the game today for the Halos to get back on track, going a little Aerosmith back in the saddle again, back at the Big A, where they had a 3-game set. It felt like about a month ago. Played really, really well in front of huge crowds each and every night. Big crowd here again tonight.
As we mentioned to start the broadcast, 32 of the next 37 for the Halos or the state of California. So it evens out to go 9-9 in the first 18 without Zack Neto. I know 5 of the last 6, not great, but I think you're going to take that. Now you got Zack back.
Yeah, you just got to get it going now at home. You got to take care of business at home now. By the way, the interesting thing too, there's another changeup to right-handed batters. He's throwing his changeup to right-handed batters, but not as much to lefties. Reason why you do that, if you make contact with that pitch down and in as a right-handed batter, most times the best you could do is pull it foul. In the worst case scenario, you hit one off your foot. But if you can get that changeup to fade out over the plate, then you can crush it.
Just misses 1 and 2. This is going to be the example of what we're talking about. You got the pitch percentage by season. The changeup, look at the 40% in 2023 versus the cutter, and it completely flips here in 25.
And I think the majority of that changeup percentage you're seeing this year has been against right-handed batters. Cutter has been big against left-handed batters.
The 2-2 and a swing and a miss. So Hoppy strikes out. So that is 4 strikeouts out of 5 batters for Logan Webb. The force will be strong in the Big A during Star Wars weekend. Be one of the first 25,000 fans in attendance tomorrow as your Angels take on the Giants. Receive a collectible Big A and Millennium Falcon. Visit angels.com/promotions for more info. These are not the droids you're looking for. These are not the droids you are looking for. I don't even know what that droid is.
By the way, when we talk about tunneling pitches, the sinker and changeup to right-handed batters from the arm angle he throws is a devastating combo.
Roland Shonowell takes upstairs, and I think the example is how difficult it is, right, for the hitter. And the pitcher has all these different pitchers from the same arm slot, the same release point. Hence, tunnel.
Well, as much as we said that he hadn't been throwing his changeup being a lefty, he's got such a good feel for his changeup today. He's throwing it a lot. Shonowell is going to be good against the changeup. He'll stay back on it well.
There's that cutter, and the count is 1 and 2. Shonowell coming in, hitting .279, a couple of home runs, 7 runs driven in. Scoreless bottom of the second, and the 1-2 is driven to the gap in right center field, and that's going to get down and go to the wall. Nolan Shonowell, a stand-up 2-out double, and he's in scoring position for Zack Neto.
Yeah, he squared up that cutter. That was more of a flat cutter, got more of the plate, and we're seeing some more and more power from the swing from Shonowell. They're about almost 100 miles per hour off the bat. More consistent exit velocity for Shonowell. Catching that baseball out in front, better bat speed, resulting in another double. His 4th double along with a triple and a couple home runs. Now Zack Neto for the chance.
Considering the speed of Jung Hoo Lee in center field, that was the perfect spot to land that ball. It was crushed, and here he is, Zack Neto, first at-bat of the season. A chance to give the Angels an early lead.
I'm surprised he took the pitch. He's generally pretty aggressive, and the adrenaline going for him. That's a pretty good take. That's a good sign.
That's good. It's a good sign. Great recognition of that breaking ball. 5.1 WAR. Angels MVP a season ago, and Logan Webb realizing that, being careful. Crowd making some noise for Zack. 2-0. Healthy cut.
Another changeup. Boy, a lot of changeup to right-handed batters.
Mickey Lopez was designated for assignment with the move of Zack Neto at AAA, hitting .286 at 3 doubles, 4 homers, 8 ribbies, and .989 OPS. So he's been a great shortstop, and when you look at the numbers in Angels history, it is our Kia player profile. And Jim Fergosi's always been the gold standard for shortstops with power. Most homers, single season history. He beat Fergosi's 20 set in 1970, also at 17 and 64. That's how good Zack Neto was. Also had the stolen bases and the doubles.
Amazing how long that record by Jim Fergosi, the late great Jim Fergosi, stood up since 1970 until last year.
The 2-2 hit hard to the shortstop and gets through. Welcome back, Zach. Nolan Shotwell comes around to score. Neto digging for second. Going to be close. He's in there.
And you wonder, you go, is he going to do a head first slide? And he does right away. Mr. Energy.
That is fantastic.
An incredibly popular player already with Halo fans. 106.4 off the bat.
That just ate up Adames. I mean, there was nothing he could do.
And Adames is an excellent shortstop, too, with incredibly quick hands, but not quick enough at 106.4.
That was inside, but called a strike to Kyron Paris. So with 2 outs, Zack Neto up at the right time to drive in Shotwell, who doubled.
Remember, he dove. That's how he got hurt that shoulder head first slide. He's never going to change.
No.
He's the same guy every time.
I mean, great recognition. We got an extra deck here right at the Big A. We're playing at Salt Lake. And he just delivers right off the bat. That is awesome. Kyron Paris slowly hit, ground ball, cutting in front. It gets through Chapman. It gets by Chapman. Neto scores. It's 2-0 Halos.
Every once in a while, you need a break, and you got one there. Nothing ever gets by Chapman. He tried to cut in front of Adames. I think it's an easier play for him. They'll probably talk to each other as they go back to their positions. Broke his bat. He tries to cut that off, and Adames is right there. It's going to be a tough play, but we know how good that Chapman is off the glove, and even more so, it trickled into the outfield for another run scored.
An error is charged to Chapman, the rare error for the 5-time Gold Glover. A hit in the right spot, overly aggressive. No RBI for Paris. It's okay. The Angels going to take that run.
I think we might see a shot of a stolen base too for Kyron Paris.
And he has 5 stolen bases. Webb checks on him. Paris has a 1,143 OPS through first 17 games. 4th player all time, age 23 or younger, of an OPS that high with 5 stolen bases the first 17 games. He's on the move, and that's a nice piece of hitting from Joe Adell. Now Paris gets Deeks, but he gets up, and he's going to move to third. Joe Adell is trying to take second. Oh, he's in there.
Wow. That's one of those plays you don't want to be overly aggressive, especially with the top of the order up. I don't think they might look at it, but I thought he got his hand in there.
Really thought he was dead to rights when Yastrzemski picked up that baseball.
Boy, Fitzgerald did a great job of keeping him there initially for Kyron Paris.
Yeah, he did.
Second.
I didn't think Paris was going to realize.
By the way, he had a great jump.
Yeah, heads up play by him to realize where the baseball was, right?
I mean, he's able to get up there quickly, but that's one of those plays for Joe Adell. Sometimes you're just better off staying to first, but he's able to get that burst of speed and get the hand in there. Now 2 guys in scoring position for Taylor Ward, who had a very productive road trip. See that hand in there? Hard tag by Fitzgerald.
You haven't been able to see Joe Adell use that speed that he has been gifted with, but aggressive early by Zack Neto into second base, and now Joe Adell. And now it's Taylor Ward, top of the order. 2 runners in scoring position.
He's a little frustrated too. And when you rely so much on your ability to hit corners and go to the shadows of the plate, you overthrow a ball. This is when it can play for Taylor Ward. Got to keep capitalizing. Ooh, that's a good pitch.
That's a very good pitch.
Again, that's not exactly where you want to throw that sweeper too, so he's still a little frustrated. Before he gets locked back in, you got to capitalize.
Three doubles here in the second, 2 hustle doubles. Last 4 games combined, only 3 doubles, period. Oh, right in there. That sweeper. Not the pitch that Wardo was looking for right there.
Might get a changeup here too now.
time, Adames is able to make the play. Certainly not hit as hard as Zack Neto's blast to second base. To shortstop, and he's into second base, and the Angels have a 2-0 lead. Zach, it's great to have you back.
Kansas City's hot. They are relentless. And Bobby Witt Jr. is piping hot.
One big swing from the Royal superstar.
The greatest player on earth right now.
You become like a massive, massive force.
Salute indeed to El Capitan.
You have to work more. You have to sacrifice yourself more.
That's the type of baseball that wins come postseason.
Just the team that we have, just doing things one pitch at a time, one inning at a time. It's just so much fun.
The face of the game of baseball is running through this guy right here.
That dude has electricity coming out of his pores.
You're changing the sport, man. I just go out there every day and give them 100%.
Every day he does something that draws your attention. Green is cooking with gas.
It feels like he's finally put it all together. I think Hunter Green's about to become a super ace of a playoff team. That's what the Cincinnati Reds are going to be in 2025.
Angels lead the San Francisco Giants. Rematch of 2002 World Series. What a great World Series that was, and of course how it ended. The Angels winning their first championship. As Tyler Anderson starts off Lamont Wade Jr. with a strike. Wade was a late add to the lineup, but I mean really late, like around 6:24 p.m.
He is strong, by the way. And he stays in pretty well against left-handed pitching.
Casey,
5 home runs this season.
That's a lot. Casey Schmidt was a late scratch for Bob Melvin's Giants. Side tightness. Melvin thought for a second he was up Schmidt's Creek, but he was able to put Lamont Wade into the lineup.
I hear you, Patio.
Got to prove it.
Good cutter there. Cutter in, cutter away.
And the 2-2 outside full count. So good start for Anderson. Generally equals a good result. He's 4-0 with the Halos, allowing 0 runs and 25 or fewer pitches thrown in the first 2 innings.
Got to go after him here with a pitch, though, to get him to swing at it.
It's a high pop-up. It's a big league pop-up. Solaire's calling off Paris, and he gets him.
When you go back to that pitch-by-pitch against Fitzgerald, he's been off to a great start. It's our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. He went 4-seamer. He went change-up to get back in there. Change-up again, fade away. Tied him up with a 4-seamer. Then a change-up down, pulled it foul, and then finally faded that change-up below the strike zone. Set him up perfectly by the fastball in.
Top of the order, beautiful. It's just a beautiful pitch to watch when thrown like that. Tyler Anderson has Elliot Ramos just like a Bugs Bunny changeup. Swung 3 times through that one. There's that little leg kick. We got Ramos on the strikeout with the change. Most strikeouts on changeup since 2023. Webb and Tyler Anderson, top 4. 42 for Anderson. When he pitches with a lead, he's had tremendous success. The Halos all-star last year, so an all-star with the Dodgers. 56-3 in his career when he's given a multiple run lead to pitch with. That's what he has here tonight so far.
Changeup for me is such an underrated pitch in baseball. Your job on the mound is to throw the timing of a hitter off. And as a hitter, you're trying to get your timing together, but a changeup, the separation between a fastball cutter and a changeup, that separation of speeds throws your timing off. So you got to really stay back if you're a hitter against a guy with a good changeup.
That's line to center field. Joe Adell's coming in. Does he have the speed to get there? He leaps it, gets by him. So Ramos is in with a single.
Good try by Adell. Thought it with that closing speed he has. Those strides almost got to that one.
Adell getting his steps in early here tonight. So close to a highlight reel catch.
Slayer right there. That's what you want to see from your fellow outfielder. Be in position. If you're unable to make a play and you're aggressive, he's right there behind him to keep it as a single.
Willie Adames now 1 on 1 out. Considering Soler's not going to get a ton of time in the outfield, Mike will be there the majority of the game. Soler's looked pretty good so far.
And you know, he likes playing the outfield too. It helps him. He feels with swinging the bat. Because sometimes as a DH, all you're thinking about is your at bat. You're in there in the cages, and if you have a certain at bat you're not comfortable with, you're in there working on something. Is it outfielder, the position player that allows you to focus on how you can help the team win a game with your glove and arm.
Historically, Mike Trout hasn't had great numbers when he has DH. Slide to Joe Adell.
That was a knuckleball.
Wow, he throws a couple steps to his right. He has definitely been busy. Yeah. Adell, who is playing majority center field this year after being a Gold Glove finalist in right, his defense has improved so drastically in 2 years, considering where he was to where he is now.
And really where he was in spring training playing center field is right now where he's at. Because they worked on him right away. They said, hey, you're not getting a good read off the bat. Your routes haven't been great in center field. They looked at tapes, showed him it, and from that point forward, in mid-spring training, he turned it around.
Grandson of the wind, Jung Hoo Lee, crashed into the wall last year in San Diego and ended up having shoulder surgery, missed most of the season, only played 37 games. He is an electric baseball player.
It's shocked how well he stays in against lefties, but that open stance he has, he's able to still get covered a lot of ground just like that.
That's a base hit. So an infield single with a bunt in his first at bat, and he's now 2 for 2.
He's coming in hitting .450 versus left-handed pitching with an OPS of 1,300.
He scored 19 runs in 18 games.
I mean, with that stance he has, he just stays in. He's got real good play coverage. You would think, and I think that's what O'Hoppe was trying to do, get that pitch inside. It was inner half, but not off the plate in.
Talking to Darren Chan, who's used to be the radio engineer for the Angels back in the day, now with the San Francisco Giants, an absolute awesome dude. He's telling me about Jung Hoo and just how he is absolutely beloved so far in San Francisco. I can see why. Now Chapman takes a strike. Chapman walked his first time up.
So far in this game, though, Lee has not waited around to see any pitches against Tyler Anderson. He's 2 for 2, both on first pitches. We saw that enough down there with Kyle Seager. I mean, not Kyle Seager. I wish it was Kyle Seager. Retired.
Yes.
Corey Seager.
God wasn't too bad, but yeah.
No, but I'd like to face him now. Now that he's not playing anymore, because he was a tough out for the Halos when he was with Seattle. But Corey Seager, wow.
So let me get this straight. You want to face Kyle Seager right now? I would pay for him.
Well, I wouldn't want to face anyone right now, but I think most pitchers would say, because he hasn't played in a while.
Yes.
But Corey Seager is always ready to jump out of bed and swing at the first pitch.
Yeah, you guys were focusing on that for sure down there in Arlington. Ramos at second.
Big pitch right here. See if we can get him to chase.
He at first. 2 outs. Back into the just above Dwayne Kuiper.
That's a little bit more of the plate, I think, than Tyler Anderson wanted on that one. That's the thing about Tyler. He really remembers that and figures out exactly why he didn't hit his spot and see if he could bounce back and hit his spot.
Chance to get Chapman. I know you work great with your catchers, right? You were always so in tune, and what your guy called, you rarely shook off, if I remember correctly. How would you like to call your own game?
By the way, he did that by design. That play right there, because if you go back to pitch before, Hoppy was set inside. So sometimes as you get the veteran hitters, well, okay, they're kind of look back. So then he immediately threw that, pretending he was going to second base, and then he went fade to change up away, and you see that swing there. So
beautiful.
That's the fun thing about being able to call your own pitches. So, no, I like to blame it on the catcher, so I let him call it.
I'm sure you did. Bob Melvin was a former catcher of yours, and then you faced him, and well, you punched him out. Just want to say for the record.
Bob Melvin was a really good catcher back in his day.
That's the first thing that Ron Washington said is that, hey, we're playing the San Francisco Giants, and I know who's managing that team. That's Bob Melvin. And they're the real deal. To a good start of 13-6. So 2-2.
And the longer the bat goes against a hitter, the better you are as a hitter, I feel, because now you've seen all the pitches. So now you got to make a perfect pitch if you're Anderson to get him out.
Oh, that's it. Is that the pitch? Is that the perfect pitch you're looking for?
That is perfection.
That is beautiful.
The roar is back in Motown. Right now in Major League Baseball, we have a new Tiger King.
Tarek Skubal owns this mound.
Look at him walking off the mound. This guy's a nightmare.
This kid's special, doing it all.
Riley Green saves the day.
Does everything on the field, plays great defense, can steal bags.
He's a monster. If I'm on time, I know my swing is going to be in the best spot possible for me to hit the ball.
Riley Green tears into another one.
That's the Tigers, baby.
Did he do it? Oh my goodness! What a play! An absolute beast unleashed. You are unbelievable.
Racking them up, all I do is win. Spot that hashtag like a boss. Yeah, that's how I roll. Keep on nailing and never miss it back. Enjoy the show.
Relive the biggest plays from every game with Abby LeVar on Quick Pitch. Late nights and early mornings on MLB Network.
Biggio hits one into deep right field. And the home run. 5-3 in the seventh. Reggie Sanders there, just like in shock when he hits the wall. Can you think of a more clutch World Series hit, considering the score and the stakes that Scott Spiezio?
I remember being able to do one of those Halo history lessons on that, and even talking to him after he saw it, he goes, "You did that really good." But I said, no, you did that really good. I mean, that brought the fans went crazy on that. Just talking to GA today, he said that game 6 was the loudest he's ever heard any ballpark. I mean, it was so crazy with the thunder sticks, the rally monkey. It was incredible energy. I mean, to come back like they did in that game.
Yeah, and then of course Game 7, John Lackey. Man, what a season, what a competitor. Remember when we had him here in the booth and I gave him the rosin bag in Game 6? How did I end up with the rosin bag from Game 7 of the World Series?
Yes.
I know nothing. Fun game so far. It's only bottom of the third, but really great baseball by the Halos. The Giants got in late last night also. They had to fly into LAX. It was past midnight, but nothing like what the Angels have been through in 15 of the first 18, which ties a major league record. 1957 Cubs. Renifo right back to Logan Webb.
He feels his position very well as a sinker ball pitcher. And Mike Trout, we talked about that, a little bit of struggles in that lower pitch, lower zone. Take a look at our StatCast powered by Google Cloud. You go back from 2015 to 24, absolutely crushing pitches, middle down and lower third. But this season so far, with all the adjustments the pitcher's throwing upstairs, more power and better consistency upper part of the zone as compared to lower. And there's another pitch right there, lower part of the strike zone.
Mike Trout coming in, hitting just 179, but with 6 homers and 14 runs driven in.
And the odd thing is now you're seeing pitchers pitch him down because he's seeing so many pitches upstairs, and his hands have been so quick. His home runs have been outer third and elevated.
I'm okay with that. I mean, because it's always been that fastball up and in that's given, I want to say, gives Mike some trouble.
Well, you know at some point he's going to get locked in.
Yeah,
and
if they want to keep pitching, go ahead. 2-1.
I mean, 2 baseballs he hit yesterday for outs, one to center field and a missile to Seager at shortstop. One was 110, the other was 109. So once you lift that baseball, it's going along.
Next homer is going to tie Dewey, Dwight Evans, at 385.
By the way, I was one of those.
Just one?
Yeah, just yeah, one.
Okay.
It was mammoth though, so it might have counted as 2.
So 384, we've done the math. 384 home runs is exactly 26 miles around the bases. He's done a marathon in his career. He's not done. It'd be nice if he runs maybe a 1.5 marathons by the time he's done. Webb has Trout 2-2. 1 out, bottom of the 3rd. And he strikes out. Strikes out for the 2nd time, this time swinging. There's 2 outs.
Again, that's going right back to what we were saying. That's that low pitch. Surprisingly, I still remember, granted it was a left-handed changeup to Chris Sale with the bases loaded in this yard. He hit a mammoth home run to left center field. You couldn't throw a pitch low enough against Trouty. So far, it's been effective against him, and he'll make that adjustment.
Jorge Soler struck out in the top of the 2nd. Logan Webb, the last 3 years, you were a guy that pitched a lot of innings when you were with the Royals, like upper 200s. This guy's gone over 200 the past 2 seasons. That's lead baseball. You just don't see it anymore.
But I think when I look at his delivery, it's pretty compact. He uses his lower half very well, and that arm angle, I think, allows him to continually throw the baseball, not straight over the top.
It's hammered but found on the right side.
Not quite 3/4, but close to it.
Go back a little further since 2021. You can see where he ranks, quality starts, wins, ERA, OPS, and strikeouts. It's about as good as you can get.
I mean, he's a true ace, but he doesn't throw upper 90s, but he's a true ace.
He's got that bulldog mentality. He's from Northern California. He's made his home. City by the Bay. 1 playoff appearance, that was in 21 for the Giants.
Good battles. I mean, even though there's a strikeout still a little bit in the game for Soler, he's battled pretty good. So his batting average up there pretty good so far this season, and good battles throughout. Worked himself to a 3-2 count, which is good to see. Even though there's no guarantee you have any idea what Webb may throw. Think, okay, he's about 47% of the time will throw a fastball, but that means 53% of the time he's going to throw something secondary against you.
Payoff pitch is right in there, and that's another strikeout for Logan Webb.
Talent-wise, with the Correas and the Royce Lewises and the Buxtons firing at the height of their power, they're probably the most talented team.
Royce Lewis puts his team on top.
Postseason monster, we all know that.
Grand slam, Carlos Correa.
With Byron Buxton, it's the tools, the speed, the power.
He knows one speed, and that's to go get it.
I think that we're a great team. I think we know we're a great team.
The Twins have the most talent in that division.
Did he do it? Oh my goodness, what a play! An absolute beast unleashed. You are unbelievable.
Racking them up, all I do is win. Spot that hashtag like a boss. Yeah, that's how I roll. Keep on nailing and never miss it. Back, enjoy the show.
Relive the biggest plays from every game with Abby LeVar on Quick Pitch. Late nights and early mornings on MLB Network.
By your Halos, join us for every Angels home game in 2025 by ordering your season seats today. For more info on season seats, visit angels.com/season seats or call 714-4-ANGELS. Sure, Halos returning home from a long road trip, a 9-9 record, taking on the San Francisco Giants. They won the season series 2-1 last year in San Fran, and also the year before here at the Big A. And the Giants have won, well, unbeaten in 4 road series so far. That is lifted high into the corner and drifting foul.
That corner always gets a little scary when he goes down that line there, because it has a tendency to drift back towards the foul pole.
Wilmer Flores, 23 RBIs through the Giants' first 19 games, most since Matt Williams had since 1995, and the most since Willie Mays in 1964.
And I mentioned his numbers against Tyler, but also really good numbers against the Halos for his career. 375 with 4 home runs and 12 RBIs. It's just one of those things when you face certain hitters, you want to make sure he's coming up with no one on, like he is now. It's amazing how confident you could be as a hitter when you're facing a team, even though you may not have success against certain pitchers, but when you're facing a team you had numbers against, you just feel good at the plate.
Flores, primarily the DH for the Giants, will play some first base. Lined out to center his first time up.
That's a great pitch. And you can see Tyler's walking back to the back part of the mound. He goes, how did he make contact on that one? You can't throw it any better than that. Now you can try it again now with this count. Just go a little bit lower. I know the tendency is to try to sneak a cutter in, but I even go a little lower and further away.
That is hammered to left field. Taylor Ward going back. He's got room in front of the track. Makes the catch. Ball just died out there. That's a big out there as Anderson gets Flores.
Boy, his changeup so far tonight. We talk about his fastball being good this season, but his changeup electric. That downward action, getting some chases from a red-hot offense coming in this game. Giants have scored 104 runs on the season. And that's in 19 games. By the way, see how quick he was on that fastball up? I'm telling you, his hands are that quick. And that was it. Normally, you don't make contact at a fastball up there, but he was still on that pretty good.
Giants definitely putting up a lot of runs, particularly on the road. Mike Yastrzemski. You met his granddad, didn't you?
Yes.
And what was that experience like? The great,
because I've been a baseball fan all my life. I met Ted Williams. So you think about all the great left fielders they had in Boston over the years. From Yaz to Ted Williams, Jim Rice. Met them all. And I just was a super fan. I couldn't talk. I couldn't talk. But it was still cool to meet such great ones.
2-1 to Yaz. Good cut, found back. This is so great for the Halos to see Tyler Anderson pitching like this early in the season.
He knows the way that guy is on the other side, Logan Webb, that he's going to have to be perfect all night long. Hopefully give a chance to hand that ball off to Kenley Jansen for a save opportunity later in the game. But a lot of game left, though.
Washington was asked if Kenley Jansen, who has expressed to some of the reporters that he needs a game. So he was asked, is Kenley going to be pitching today regardless? And Ron Washington says, I'll tell you what, he's going to be pitching late in this game when we have a lead. That's when he's going to be pitching. Wouldn't guarantee a victory. The Angels have a lead in this game. Expect to see Kenley Jansen coming into Tupac's So Many Tears.
That's the right pitch, but a good take by Yastrzemski's off to a great start. 302 batting average with 8 extra base hits. OPS over 1,000.
55-year-old, time Giant.
Oh,
Payne got him looking. 2 down.
That's one of those shadow pitches.
The pitch he got, perfect pitch to get Chapman to end the third.
This time he snuck another 4-seam fastball. Change up the pitch before and then paints. It's a nice job by O'Hoppe. Just keeping it there, just presenting it
It's the location. That's how you can get outs at this level when you're not throwing 95. Patrick Bailey with a cutter, misses 1-0. Top four, 2-0 Halos.
Oh, great changeup. Yeah, you want to throw for a strike. Cutter in. That's pitching. We talked about what makes him so effective, Patrick. It's east and west on his pitches, up and down in the zone. And he came right back to same one. And it's tough to hold off. He's just trying to make, you know, as a catcher sometimes you're thinking along with the pitcher. He's not going to come back with another changeup, and he threw another one like that. And it's upstairs. Usually you can punch that into the field, but he hasn't been able to hold up on it.
The 1-2. That's out towards right field and playable for Soler. And 4 really nice innings, shutout innings for Tyler Anderson. And that man, Zack Neto, due up third next.
This is a guy who has MVP type potential.
Luis Robert is one of the most talented players in the league. Great nickname, La Pantera.
La Pantera can do it anywhere on the field.
He has the potential to be a 30-30 guy that can knock in 95 to 100 runs.
As a fan of the game, there's nobody I enjoy watching in center field than Mr. Luis Robert.
La Pantera.
Arguably one of the best pitchers, if not the best pitcher in the game.
At 100 miles an hour, Sandy ties a career high 14 strikeouts.
This guy is a difference maker for the Marlins.
He's a staff ace. He wants to take the ball, man. He has been great.
Sandy Alcantara has thrown a complete game shutout.
It's like if I faced you, you got no respect for me.
No.
Exactly.
Force at the front of the rotation.
And the guy that wanted to finish what he starts.
Shutout for Sandy Alcantara.
Cam, not the home run ball of late, so you got to be a little bit more aggressive on the bases, and they've been taking the extra base so far. Zack Neto hustle double, gets that run in, and eventually because of that, Joe Adell hits a double the other way too, giving Kyron Paris a chance to go all the way to third, taking that shot, putting the pressure on the defense. If you're not hitting the home run ball, you got to try to take those extra bases.
That's one thing the Giants have done so well this year, is being aggressive on the bases, and the Angels a taste of their own medicine. It's Logan O'Hoppe, followed by Nolan Shawnuel, and then Zack Neto, who is back tonight for the first time this season. And one thing, Gooby, that the Angels hitters have done so well is they've driven up that pitch count for Logan Webb. Coming into this inning, he's already thrown 65 in the first 3 innings, which is the most in any game this year.
Well, Logan's had a tough time on his changeup so far, but yeah, there's been some long at-bats, a lot of full counts, no walks in the game for Webb. Generally, he's not going to walk a lot of guys. There's 7 walks, 26 strikeouts coming in.
He has 6 Ks so far, 2 in each of the first 3 innings. Two to Logan. That's a good pitch in there. Got him looking. That's the 7th strikeout and simply paid. Right now, let's give you a quick word from Hyundai.
With features you won't find on CR-V, RAV4, or Forester, only a Tucson compares to a Tucson.
7 strikeouts and 3 straight for Logan Webb, but he's trailing 2-0.
That's the common theme again. Called third strike. We saw that quite a bit in Texas. And when you look at the spin, it almost, usually you see the seam spinning around. It's almost like a knuckleball. Not a lot of spin on that one.
That's a great look by our crew. That side spin, so evident. Tough to pick up here tonight. 4 of the 7 Ks thrown by Webb have been looking. The strikeouts that marred the Halos in the last 6 games. They've struck it out more than 10 times in 5 of them. They've lost 5 of 6. Going to change that here tonight against the Giants. Shonowell doubled and scored a run. Back in that second, the Angels had 3 doubles. First time they've had 3 doubles in an inning since 2023, April 26th versus the A's. They won that game 11-3.
Coming in, this is about 15% of his pitches have been changeups. He's done a lot more tonight. That's up in the upper part of the strike zone.
That's a little cutter. It's a perfect pitch. I mean, that's almost impossible to hit that up there. Brian O'Nora is the home plate umpire tonight. His strike zone's been pretty good. That's according to our K-box. Shonowell ripped a double last time up. That's in there. Another one looking. So that's 5 strikeouts looking and 8 on Logan Webb so far.
And a number of them have been on fastballs the last 2 games too. That's a little sinker. After the cutter up, sinker. And it was nasty this time around. Is that sinker, his runs, you can see a little bit of difference in that spin on that one as compared to the changeup. Not a high spin rate. He doesn't get a ton of it. On a sweeper, he does a little bit more so.
This time, Zack Neto, that's what we're used to seeing. Aggressive on the first pitch. He's very patient first time up, considering first game this season. Put in so much work to get ready. And that's going to be right into the raw guy. Matt Chapman handles that one. And great pitching so far tonight, both sides.
Some things are inevitable, inescapable, set in stone from the day we're born. And some aren't. Through Hims, you can get access to a range of options made with proven ingredients to stop hair loss and regrow hair. Formulas are personalized and prescribed by licensed medical providers 100% online. Break tradition with Hims. For regrowth in 3 to 6 months, get started today at hims.com.
There's an easier way. From little fixes to big projects, taking care of your home is easy with Thumbtack. Download the Thumbtack app and start caring for your home today.
Angels baseball on FanDuel Sports Network is brought to you by Hyundai. With a brand new Hyundai, there is joy in every journey. By Jack in the Box, there's so much free food on the new Jack app. Your wallet's gonna miss you. And by the OC Healthcare Agency, navigate to a healthier you at angels.ocnavigator.org. As we welcome you back, we haven't fun yet.
Those two, that relationship those two have is amazing.
Tyler Anderson back on the bump. Tyler Fitzgerald, Monte Wade Jr. Then top of the order, Elliot Ramos. 63 pitches through 4 shutout innings for Anderson. And to your point about Neto and Washington, so Neto comes out early, and Ryan Goins and Ron Washington, they're just having a great conversation. And then Neto just likes to give it to those guys. Just here waiting for my infield coaches, that's all. Erica's brought up the point, right, about the back and forth talking.
Yes.
You guys talking about the pregame show, on the phone once a week, and Wash will give him some grief, and then Neto will come back and give him some grief. Wash is like, how do you know? You haven't seen any of the games. You're not even here. And to prove the point, Swing and a miss there. Erica Weston joins us. It is a fun relationship these guys got.
It's special, and Neto has often referred to Wash as sort of like a father figure type, and they spoke about once a week while he was on his rehab assignment in Salt Lake City. Yeah, he was joking with Wash to hold him accountable. Of course, Wash is trying to keep him accountable too, and wanting to make sure he's a major leaguer going up against minor league players down there and show him why he's up here. But Neto likes to keep him accountable too, so it's just a great dynamic.
How about this? Renifo, did he get it? He got him!
What a play.
Bare hand running in. Close play.
Who's doing a Zack Neto impersonation?
Fitzgerald can fly.
That was just another really solid pitch. Good changeup off the plate after he took a couple changeups early in the at-bat. The only chance you have is on the bare hand. Nice play. Got around the baseball, used the bare hand. It's all about getting in on that baseball to have good balance and have a lot on the throw. Because he's got a good throwing arm, but he had the balance to be able to make that throw.
First pitch swinging center field. Joe Adell is there to track it down as Wade was looking to go deep, but there's two away here in the fifth.
It's a little cooler night so far, too.
Saw that on a baseball that Flores hit to left, but just died at the wall.
Well, it could be worse. We could be in Coors Field in Colorado where it was a blizzard today.
Baseball game was postponed until a double bill on Sunday. It's football weather there in Denver, Coors Field. This is a fun baseball game so far tonight. Great pitching on both sides. You see how good Logan Webb is. That's how big those 2-out runs for the Halos were against Logan in that second. Huge. You don't want to get too deep into a ball game against Logan Webb and all those strikeouts which have plagued the Halos. See Tyler Anderson deep in this ball game. Fourth start of the season.
Still a real good feel for his changeup. And the thing with him and Kyle Hendricks, they can read swings so well. You see what a hitter's trying to do? Got him to chase and expand on that one. Because he does that.
When he's spotting the fastball tonight.
And he makes the hitters aware of it. And that's what makes his changeup better. The hesitation, then try to go upstairs. Kenley Jansen could do that also. It's not easy to keep balance on that back leg.
That's what he has, because they're that hesitation.
You would think, you can see right there, Ramos is already, adjusting the batting gloves. He goes, I got to believe he's throwing the changeup after that high fastball. But these are the times he might go, you know what, I'm going to go right back to another high fastball because I got to believe he's thinking that.
It's fouled away.
And a cutter. That was a good pitch right there because he had him thinking changeup. Again, hitters give you an idea at the plate what they're going to try to do against you on the mound, and vice versa.
Almost had that 1-out single back in the third. Got to second. It's as far as any Giant has gotten tonight. And then 2 on. It was Anderson that got Chapman on the beautiful pitch. Got him looking. 4 strikeouts for TA so far. Fly ball playable for Soler. He's under that changeup. Does the job once again. 5 shutout innings for TA.
Want the effects of Viagra, but faster? Meet Rose Sparks. They contain sildenafil and tadalafil, the active ingredients of Viagra and Cialis, but Sparks dissolve under the tongue. Dissolvables work faster than old school pills. Plus, tadalafil, the active ingredient in Cialis, stays in your system for long-lasting results. Faster acting and long-lasting? We got you. See if Sparks are right for you at ro.co/sparks.
Right this second, at some drive-thru somewhere,
I'll have a...
someone really wants a soda. Which just feels like a whole lot of sugar to have in broad daylight.
Hello?
She's thinking.
Are you okay?
I'm thinking.
See? What if there were a better soda?
Hurry up!
Okay, I'm gonna freak out. It's a drive-thru, not a confession booth. Show of a poppy, please.
Okay, wait. 5 grams of sugar? That's actually an amazing call.
Good, right?
Uh-huh. It is good.
Kyron Paris, that is. How about a little Eiffel power for you? AL ranks this season for the young second baseman, center fielder, do all everything this season. Hard hit percentage second, slugging percentage third, as well as OPS. And for Kyron Paris, I know he had the swing change and worked with Aaron Judge's guy in the offseason. He's not 6'7".
No.
And he doesn't have the power. Who does?
I mean, but he generates a lot of power with his swing. His swing path has been solid and bat speed great. And you would think this is a pretty good matchup for him here, especially with the sinker ball. He's really good lower zone. But it's such a tough one, especially when you run that sinker. And now you almost feel that it's going to get a changeup after that.
90th percentile sprint speed and hard hit rate. Joining Corbin Carroll, Buxton, McLean, and Poppy Witt Jr.
That's some pretty good company. Tremendous company. I wonder if we'll try that changeup now. Sweeper action. There's definitely a changeup coming at some point here. Now he's got to try to make sure he brings it in the zone.
Great story. This young man, he won the job in spring training. Does strike out here. That is another one for Logan Webb. Celebrate Ben Joyce's 105-mile-per-hour pitch and be one of the first 25,000 fans in attendance on Friday, May 2nd, against the Detroit Tigers, to receive Ben Joyce bobblehead courtesy of Neto Tire. Visit angels.com/promotions.
Progress being made by Ben Joyce. Yeah, so
I was going to ask you.
Big part of that bullpen.
That is going to be a foul ball by Joe Adell, who doubled a hustle double.
It's not one of those torpedo bats. He already broke 2 of them. It's a regular bat for Joe Adell.
I was listening to those reports from Erica on the torpedo bat. Another broken bat. Erica, he didn't order enough torpedo bats. Is that you are the torpedo bat expert?
Evidently, I'm the go-to expert at this now. So he did put in another order for more torpedo bats with his regular bats. So TBD on if those have made their way to the Big A. But the reason those torpedo bats break so easily is because they're made with a weaker kind of wood. So it just is more susceptible to breaking. When you got power like Joe, it's bound to happen.
See? I see that was a story that kind of died, and that doesn't. That goes right into left field for a base hit for Joe Adell.
That was a rocket.
Yeah, it was.
2 for 2 in the game for Adell, single double. That was 108.1. Talk about getting through the baseball.
Visually looks like the torpedo.
Sounded like a torpedo.
You would have hated the torpedo bat when you were pitching, would you not? I know you've been asked about this. No?
No problem, because if you get on the handle of the bat, there'd be a lot of broken bats, and that's where I was going to try to make my bread and butter, on the handle.
A lot of bread and butter in your career. Stacked high to the ceiling.
Yeah, if I was making a mistake on the barrel, it was going to be gone anyhow, so I might as well just enjoy how far it was going to go with the torpedo bat.
You should have won the game. That's all that matters. Quickly, 0-2 to Taylor Ward. Don't want to make a thing out of the strikeouts. And I know this is Logan Webb on the bump that we're talking about. I think the game is all that matters. 9 strikeouts so far. In 4 1/3. Whoa, well outside on the sweeper. Fool Taylor Ward, 2 down.
And that wasn't quite near the strike zone to begin with. He has struggled really mightily at home. Granted, it's only 3 games, but 143 batting average coming into today. 0 for 3 today, but 258 with an 847 OPS on the road.
It's 2 strikeouts in each frame so far for Logan Webb tonight. Even 10. And he's trailing 2-0. That's all the batters for the Halos.
That's the pitch where he gets tremendous spin on it, though. That had spin rate of over 2,600 on the sweeper. It hasn't been flat. I've talked about need that pitch to be flat in the zone. So far, it hasn't.
Rengifo just misses downstairs. Felt like Nora was going to call a strike. Doesn't. It's 1-0. Switch hitting. Third baseman Rengifo with tremendous power. Homer so far. You feel like he's due to rip one to right field.
So it's back-to-back sweepers. Just a little below the zone, just a little off the zone.
Joe Adell has not attempted a stolen base yet this season.
Doesn't quite look healthy enough to do that yet. It looks a little bit of a hip issue. going right now, and it's just not quite as fluid as far as his strides.
Busted it into second base, and also a diving attempt in the outfield. Geefy swing the bat here with 2 down. This is a big game here tonight for the Angels. In there, 2-2.
Taking a lot of fastballs, that's the thing.
Against the Rangers, Washington mentioned it. Those pitchers, the Texas Rangers, they were shoving. Some good pitching that the Angels faced. They got swept. 9th time in Logan Webb's career. He's had 10+ Ks. 2nd time this season. Geefy stays alive, fouls it off.
Yeah, Bailey behind the plate fella. He should have been able to hold on to that. It's tough though when you get spin from the foul tip.
A lot of talk about Bailey this year, how good he is as one of the great defensive catchers in the game. What do you notice about him back there?
Well, I mean, he gives a good target. He'll get some pitches for you. Not a lot of wasted movement.
Up the middle. Tough play for the shortstop on the run. And Adames gets it. Nothing going for the Halos. Logan Webb dealing.
I think this is the Phillies' division to win.
Everybody knows their role within the team and are motivated collectively to go after that World Series ring.
Bryce Harper is one of the great faces of our sport.
Great ones do great things when it matters.
Trey Turner, just tools out of his mind.
Trey Turner, mammoth home run.
Zach Wheeler. But this guy has been nothing but sensational since he was signed.
This fan base loves us as a team. I love the city, man. A lot of fun to be able to go in the bank every single day.
They are a complete team. Time to win for the Phillies.
This is Fubo. It's a better way to watch ESPN and other top sports networks. Plus, get coverage of your local teams all year long. Start watching at FuboTV.com.
Ooh, that's a lovely view.
What are you two looking at?
Tip pick.
What did you say?
Tip pick. Tickets to the show with no hidden fees.
Guy do the Kings promo. Stanley Cup playoffs time, and we've got you covered. FanDuel Sports Network has all of the LA Kings, Edmonton Oilers, round 1 Stanley Cup playoffs. The Oilers have won 3 straight, and this time the Kings are going to turn it around. They got Anze Kopitar, Quentin Byfield, Darcy Kemper, and I could go on. Coverage starts 6:30. FanDuel Sports Network,
and they got home ice advantage.
That's the difference, right? Good job, partner. Fantastic season on home ice for the Kings. So kicks off Monday and Wednesday. Crypto, we'll see you there, or right here on FanDuel Sports Network. Tyler Anderson, another change-up. See Willie Adames, 8th swing and miss on the changeup.
I like that changeup first pitch against Adames. He's so good on first pitch fastballs too. He went soft on him back to back.
3rd time through here for Anderson. His first 3 starts went 5, and then went into the 6th inning.
You're already seeing some movement down there in the bullpen. First time through 167, 091, but then 286 the 3rd time through.
I pop up and go into the seats. Only 78 pitches coming into this 6th inning. How quickly does TA see that movement over his right shoulder?
I mean, he's so focused on what he's been able to do so far. He's not worried about anything. He's thinking, I'm not even worried about the 7th, 8th, or 9th inning right now. I'm worried about that first out of the 6th inning, especially with the guys coming up after a very good hitter here at the plate.
There's a 1-2.
And Ron Washington and Barry Enright, well, what they'll do and determine when they're watching these pitches by Tyler Anderson, they want to see how many pitches of this thing will get to the middle part of the plate or not on the edges and the shadows. That'll determine what decision they make there as far as bullpen action.
And the Giants have had only 2 base runners reach as far as second base, but this is baseball, in certainly in this decade anyway, right? That 3rd time through. But you know that, I know your attitude was, I want to shake that catcher's hand at the end of the game. Swing and a miss and a strikeout.
Another one on his 4-seam fastball, because he had that changeup in his mind the first 2 pitches of that sequence. Outer half fastball, even though he missed the spot because O'Hoppe was set up inside, but that ran away. But because of his 2 changeups away early, set up that fastball up and away.
Big time matchup coming right here. Jung Hoo Lee, he's 2 for 2.
Both on first pitches.
A bunt single in the first, and then an opposite field single last time up.
That's smart. He doesn't throw many sliders. That's a slow slider.
Came in at 69 miles per hour.
Says, you know what? I've seen you going after the first pitch. Let me try something different.
That is incredible. One speeds it up, and oh, that's a great pitch. That's the spot.
He dropped his arm angle.
That has to look about
20
95
miles an hour differential in those 2 pitches, from 69 to 89.
Gosh, I think he deserved that. Didn't get it. Counts 1-1. Center field straight away. Joe Adele. Those are tough, but he has it.
Oh, pretty good swing. Lee is incredibly impressive.
He is a very, very talented player for the Giants. Time now to give you a quick word from Kia. This is the deepest into a game that Tyler Anderson has gone this season, trying to complete 6 and make it a difficult choice to get him out of this game. Facing Matt Chapman, local lad here. He's returned to the Big A. So many years in Oakland, to Toronto, got the big deal with the Giants.
He's going to be a Giant for the rest of his career. I mean, he's a phenomenal player all around. Good, really good base runner too, for being a big guy like he is.
Surprising, the one error in this game charged to Chapman when he aggressively cut in front of Adames on a Kyron Paris ground balls. Big play in this game, a run scored. It's 2-0. All right, 3-0.
And the tough thing is, now you're facing potentially, now if he does end up walking Chapman here, you have the guy that's had the most success against you waiting on deck, and you wonder at that point, does Ron Washington go to the bullpen?
Right now he's actually 5 2/3, same as his last outing. The 3-0, and that's ball 4. So here you go, 2-out base runner, and that's Matt Chapman and Wilmer Flores, who has 23 ribbies on the season. And Brock Burt is up, the lefty, the bullpen.
And really, Flores has had a couple pretty good swings today too. He hit a ball really hard to center field and a pretty good shot to left.
I mean, in these situations, right? Don't you want your guy that's been so good to get, give him a chance?
I mean, a lot of times Ron Washington will have a lot of trust, especially his veteran pitchers. But that's a long conversation, not allow Brock Burke to get ready. It looks like he's going to have that trust.
4-pitch walk to Matt Chapman. You would think he'd rather pitch to Chapman than Flores. The DH. 23 ribbies in 19 games. It's a pretty good start. He's 0-2. 0 for 2 so far tonight. Check on Chapman.
Let's watch Flores' hands too, where he has it set up. So he's looking to turn on a pitch. So very important for Tyler Anderson. If he throws something in, that cutter, it's got to be off the plate. His hands are out over the plate looking to turn. Great spot.
What do you think about the way the Angels are playing him defensively in the infield?
Well, it tells you exactly that. He's looking to turn on the pitch. He's trying to pull the baseball.
Let's see where Neto is in the hole.
And he went inside on that cutter, but didn't get in there enough. That's what it's so tough being a manager, and you have a feel for a thing. Like I said, Ron Wash has always a lot of trust for his veteran pitchers.
Pitch count up to 91. Little ground ball, foul, counts 1-2.
Another really good changeup, and that's been his pitch tonight. It's been his pitch throughout his career. Mentioned 41% whiff percentage with his changeup. 93rd pitch against the guy that's had the most success against you. It's going to have to be a dominant one.
Huge moment in this game for Anderson and the Halos. The 1-2 to Flores. Oh, just downstairs, 2-2.
See, that's always a bad feeling when a hitter just tracks that out of the zone like that, doesn't go after it.
Spit on that one.
He's going to have to get himself out on this one, probably in zone.
Yeah, so right now he's all over that fastball.
Remember, he hit that pretty good shot on a high fastball right to Taylor Ward. I still got to think I got to drop that changeup down
you
the
have
way.
to think can't sneak that poor chop. That is hungry wolf here, no chance. The 2-2.
See again, he's seeing the ball well.
Yeah, he is.
That's a bad feeling. I mean, that's a perfect spot. That is a perfect spot. He threw that changeup too. Now, I'm going right back to that same one. Can he do it? Can he take it again? I wouldn't try to necessarily try to sneak something in on him.
That cutter an inside part of the plate. He can hit the corner, but not the way he's turning on it at the plate. Tough call. The 3-2. Oh, got him looking. He gets the call. It was a ball outside at 88. We'll take it. Tyler Anderson deserves it.
That was in the neighborhood there. Nice job by O'Hoppe.
Woo! I'll check that box score. Looks like a strike to me.
I think this is the Phillies' division to win.
Everybody knows their role within the team and are motivated collectively to go after that World Series ring.
Bryce Harper is one of the great faces of our sport.
Great ones do great things when it matters.
Trey Turner, just tools out of his mind.
Trey Turner, mammoth home run.
Zach Wheeler. But this guy has been nothing but sensational since he was signed.
This fan base loves us as a team. I love the city, man. A lot of fun to be able to go in the bank every single day.
They are a complete team. Time to win for the Phillies.
The Braves have staying power.
Just an absolute powerhouse. Big-time bombers in the lineup that could really, really hurt you. They're going to be a force again.
Your 2024 National League Cy Young Award winner.
This is what the greats do. Watch him go to work.
Swing and a miss. What a way to finish for Chris Sale.
Explosiveness with the velocity, with the nastiness of his pitches.
The man is on fire.
He is MLB's Sonic the Hedgehog. That's what I do every day. Play baseball and have fun.
Braves just keep on rolling.
In an Angels uniform.
Oh, his X on 6 punch-outs. He did everything he could, and he was dominant today. His changeup, but his fastball has been so impressive. His ability to pitch, his preparation, his in-game adjustments, and a smile from him too. That doesn't happen all that much from Tyler Anderson.
He's out of the game. He can smile now. A great job. TA, fantastic 6 shutout innings against really one of the best offensive teams in all of baseball, coming in second in the National League, tied third in all of baseball.
So Travis had a tough time with changeups down and that sweeper down.
Trout's 0 for 2. 2 strikeouts.
Ramos is playing very deep against him left. And that sweeper down again. and it's the outer half. Remember when he hit those 5 home runs this season, all those pitches, 5 of the 6, I say, outer half of the plate, most of them elevated.
You just think at any moment he's going to crush a baseball. 1-2.
Boy, that changeup, his arm action and his changeup to righties is excellent. Very similar. We talked about tunneling, that sinker and changeup, same spot, nasty.
2-2, little tapper. That's going to be a foul ball. You know, just going back to the pitch that was called, you know, strike 3 to Flores. Looked outside. I mean, I guess you could look if there was a challenge system, that could be one of the, you know, the times before it's like, hey, I'd like to challenge that. If, you know, it's not going to happen this year. Maybe it happens next year. But it was also so exciting to see the call go one way or the other, and it went the Angels' way. But I think that also adds an element of the game that you wouldn't get with a challenge system.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, that is a really, I mean, Flores wasn't going anything out of the zone. He was trying to bring him in, and Anderson, the veteran he was, he goes, one of these he's got to be able to think about going, and he still didn't, but he got called out on it.
And that was pitching. And that's what's great about this game.
Well, he's tying up Trout with that sinker and changeup in too, and a sweeper. He's got 100 pitches thrown now. They're probably, it's a big part of their team too. Has been their bullpen, and that bullpen is up now for the Giants.
Best bullpen in baseball so far. Luckily, the score is not reversed going to the Giants bullpen. Well, swing and a miss, and Trout goes down. There's one out here in the 6th.
And that's another changeup and another pitch. This is slightly below the strike zone. The one thing you're seeing for Trouty there, he's pulled off on that one just enough to get this swing and miss.
We'll bring up Jorge Soler. Just back to Tyler Anderson. It really was his best start here at the Big A. Certainly, that's out towards right field, but at the end of the bat, playable. Yastrzemski. First time as an Angels pitcher at home that Anderson has gone 6 innings, 0 earned runs, and 6+ Ks. The 9th time in his career out of 201 starts. It's the best he has looked.
Yeah, very, very good. Webb, very, very good. When you go back to that inning, there's 2 good swings in that inning, really. Came down to Shawnwell and Neto.
Yep.
Adele did a nice job putting it play, a tough play. The Chapman off the glove by Paris. Boy, this part of the lineup for the Halos today has been really a struggle. 3, 4, and 5 in the lineup now so far. 0 for 8. Hopefully Logan Webb could turn that one around.
So Webb at 103. Next one, 104. It's the most of the this season for Webb. Pitches thrown. Logan Webb takes some time. Rodriguez up in the bullpen.
This might be the most changes I've seen a right-handed pitcher throw right-handed batters. It's been electric, and a very, very successful one between Ohapi and Trout. The changeup has been great.
Swing and a miss, and that is 12 strikeouts. That ties a career high for Logan Webb.
Kansas City's hot. And Bobby Witt Jr. is piping hot.
One big swing from the Royal superstar.
The greatest player on earth right now.
You become like a massive, massive force.
Salute indeed to El Capitan.
You have to work more. You have to sacrifice yourself more.
That's the type of baseball that wins come postseason.
Just the team that we have, just doing things one pitch at a time, one inning at a time. It's just so much fun.
Your day in baseball starts with MLB Central.
Let's get it started.
Lead off your morning with in-depth breakdowns.
Perfect balance.
Boom! Interviews with the players.
Get back to the fastball.
I know what that passion feels like.
And a little bit.
Keeping.
You behave properly.
Hey!
Of everything else.
Come on, Marlins.
The window seats are.
The baseball day begins with MLB Central. Weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern. Only on MLB Network.
If you're not watching this show, you're the problem.
Go top-tier play. This is about Tyler Anderson out there pitching. He's got the changeup that was working 6 strikeouts, and you got the changeup from the right side. Logan Webb to a right-handed batter that was working. That's one of his 12 strikeouts, and here is a changeup comparison, Gooby, between 2 great outs.
I mean, they both have thrown the ball exceptionally well with their changeups. One, I mean, they both have that same type of action to it. Little more spin on the changeup for Tyler Anderson. Very little, if any, spin for Logan Webb, but both of them will throw it right on right, left on left, changeups.
Tyler Anderson has lowered his ERA to 2.08, and he gives the baseball now to Brock Burke.
Very good changeup himself.
Will face Yastrzemski, Bailey, and Fitzgerald. Gets ahead of Yaz with that 4-seam fastball. So a difference now in the speed, the velocity on the 4-seamer, certainly. And you look at a breaking early season trend. The Giants' second best relief.
There's that changeup, left on left changeup.
The numbers not as good for the Halos. That's what wins you championships. You have to have a good, strong bullpen.
That changeup just got underneath it and it almost hit him.
I just feel like every pitch in this game so critical, so important. I'm going to put or bring the tying run to the plate. Top 7, 2-0 Angels. That one gets through. Here comes Renifo on the run. Got it.
That's such a strong throwing arm, and all that hard work with Ryan Goins, Go-Go, and Ron Washington, just about getting that footwork coming in on the baseball, catching that baseball in front, not letting that last hop. As you can see, he comes in on this baseball and Go gets it and didn't wait for the last hop, gives him a chance to make a strong throw.
Look at how far off the line Giffey was. He was basically at the shortstop position with Neto behind the bag. Excellent pre-scout. Here's Patrick Bailey. Now Renifo now closer to the third base bag. Neto more in the hole. Pitching and defense so far tonight for the Halos, getting the job done. The ground ball, Shotwell hustles over, takes care of business himself, 2 away. Halo fans, join us for a pregame Easter brunch at the Big A this Sunday, April 20th. The guests who reserve a spot for brunch will enjoy a buffet, games, raffles, photos with the Easter Bunny in the Rose Garden. Gooby will be there for sure. Prior to the Angels taking on the Giants, visit angels.com/Easter for more info on how to purchase. Game ticket required and sold separately.
I might have to make a visit.
In costume?
You just never know.
A ground ball base hit the other way for Fitzgerald, who's been on a tear.
Oh, that's another good swing. He tracked some pitches. He lasted bad against Tyler Anderson, but this time he just went right with it.
So over the last 8 days coming in, Fitz hitting .444, 6 runs, 3 doubles, a triple, 2 homers, 6 RBIs. I can go on and on.
A lot of power here, especially early.
Monte Wade Jr. takes upstairs.
He's been a guy that's really been clutch throughout his career with the Giants too. So you got to make him hit to the big part of the ballpark here.
Nice spot there for that 4-seamer. It's 1-1.
And he can rush it up there at 97 miles an hour also.
Nice to have that power lefty out of the pen.
Fitzgerald can run, but I don't imagine taking that shot here now. It's more of a show. We're paying attention to you.
The beach ball out there in right field, so we'll take just a second. And
hey, we're home again.
Yes, give me an opportunity to wish you a happy Easter weekend and a good Friday.
Oh, thank you, sir.
I would say for me, leaving perhaps just a touch late. Good Friday equals bad traffic.
Yes.
Does it not?
Yes, it does.
Happy Easter to all of our great Angels fans out there. It's a good ball game here tonight. 2-0 Halos, top 7 runner goes, and Wade hits it. Oh, what a play! Paris How do you do?
Oh, great pick by him right there. Some really solid defensive plays in the infield. Rengifo, and then Paris. That ball was an absolute rocket by Wade, but in the pocket of Paris.
This is what this guy does. He can flash the leather, does so.
Let's talk Orioles. A powerhouse and getting better.
They have a lot of young players, and you know they're going to take another step.
High, deep, way out of here. That ball was barbecue.
Leave it up to the kid to do something special.
These guys are superstar players.
Talk about smacking the opponent in the mouth from pitch one.
That's the day in, day out, and finding a way to win.
They've done an incredible job of bringing up this homegrown talent.
Take a bow, young man. The good vibes are back in Baltimore. There's a shot. This is really becoming ridiculous. 3-home run day for Aaron Judge.
Bronx Bombers are back.
Judge cracks one. Incredible. The show rolls on for Aaron Judge.
This is a generational player.
He's a special, special talent.
He's going to go down as the greatest Yankee of all time.
Sports Network is brought to you by your Southern California Lexus dealers. Experience amazing. By UCI Health, compassionate expert care for everyone in the region. Learn more at ucihealth.org. And by Pechanga Resort Casino. Play your perfect combination at Pechanga, conveniently located off the I-15 in Temecula.
What a play that was by County Paris, by the way.
That's
What a
tremendous play. I mean, listen, he's a shortstop his whole life. I know center field. He's perfectly comfortable talking him today at second base and has had some connection, has played with Neto before in the show. Defense, excellent so far. Randy Rodriguez is in.
Too.
Has
98.
been the extinguisher for the Giants.
Well, he's due to give up a run, isn't he?
Worked 8 and 2 scoreless innings, yes, with 13 Ks, only 6 hits allowed in 9 innings so far.
Yeah, his fastball, as you can see, is 95 to 100. He has a little bit of a sinker to it. It's 98 off a slider changeup. But what a job both starters did tonight.
100%. Webb with 12 strikeouts in 6 innings.
By the way, he threw 23 of his 27 changeups. He threw the right-handed batters. That's the most by any right-handed pitcher against right-handed batters this entire season. I mean, that is unreal.
Shonowell rolls over that first base, takes care of it. As Wade makes the play, 1 down. Do you think that's the game plan coming in for Webb?
I mean, if you look at percentage of changeups he has thrown this year, he's only was at 15%. So he's what he did. Again, he's a veteran. He's a very, very good competitive pitcher. He read the swings by the right-handed batters against him, and he just stayed with it. Sometimes you get all the data you want, and that's a good thing. But when you're seeing what the hitters are doing against you, you can make changes as the game progresses.
Talk about a boost that Zack Neto has brought this team. Oh, a shoestring catch made out there by Ramos, taking a hit away from Zack Neto.
Yeah, he plays pretty deep in left field, but he had a good route to that one, very aggressive. Again, if he doesn't get it, that's a triple. But in a 2-0 game, you're going to take that shot. Another good swing. That's 108.2 off the bat. So he's hit a couple baseballs, blistered a couple baseballs tonight. What a great play that was by Ramos out in the outfit. He's leading off next inning.
Almost took the glove right off with it, hit that hard, but still the boost emotionally and on the field that Zack Neto has provided so far tonight, because he doubled and drove in a run. That's the only earned run that Logan Webb allowed tonight. Welcome back, Zack Neto.
Anyway, it looks like it is Zephyr warming up down there in the bullpen.
Well, that's the formula, right? With Ben Joyce out, Zephyr has earned that 8th inning role. Little ground ball. And moving over is Fitzgerald, and a 1-2-3 inning for Rodriguez. Here comes the 8th, and Zephyr.
Hey, Chicago, what do you say? Cubs are going to win today.
This is their chance to have another run. This is their time.
This is the Cubs division to lose this year.
They need to be singing the song quite a bit this year.
That's hammered. Kyle Tucker, welcome to the Cubs. Dansby swats it.
He's one of the most talented ball players.
Pete Crow Armstrong, what a stud.
Showed it Imanaga. It's about falling in love with him.
Seiya Suzuki with a grand slam.
And this is when you put the pedal to the metal.
I think we got a really good team.
Kansas City's hot.
They are relentless.
And Bobby Witt Jr. is piping hot.
One big swing from the Royal superstar.
The greatest player on earth right now.
You become like a massive, massive force.
Salute indeed to El Capitan.
You have to work more. You have to sacrifice yourself more.
That's the type of baseball that wins come postseason.
Just the team that we have, just doing things one pitch at a time, one inning at a time. It's just so much fun.
Reminder, everybody, to stick around after the game for our Angels Live postgame presented by OC Navigator with Erica Weston, Garrett Anderson, and hear from Zack Neto, Ron Washington. Certainly a lot to talk about as the Halos return home. 18 games in, finally get Neto back, leading 2-0. Top of the eighth, top of the order for the Giants with Ramos, Adames, and Jung Hoo Lee. It's Ryan Zephyr. Talk about a trade deadline pickup for the Angels last year. Perry Manassian for Luis Garcia, right? I mean, that was right at the deadline.
Yeah, I mean, phenomenal players. I mean, and a couple of other guys who we've already seen. Go Cavadas was pretty good for the Halos last year. Matthew Lugo is going to be a star himself.
Yeah, what a great spring for Lugo. He's just going to get some seasoning in the minor leagues. It'll be a good one.
All important first batter here, too.
Huge.
So he's got that cutter. It could be 88 to 92. But he also can run his fastball 99 and even touch 100 in a good sweeper.
And that cutter is something that the bullpen is familiar with. Second most cutters thrown in the bigs. The 1-2. It's thrown about 50 feet. Well, it's 2-2. You know what the formula is? You're trying to get to Kenley Jansen, one of the best closers in the game. You know, he's just
plus 37 career saves against the Giants. A lot of years facing them. He's with the Dodgers.
2-2 upstairs to a full count. Big pitch coming now to Elliot Ramos with Willie Adames on deck. 2-0 game here, top 8. Third time the Angels have a shutout through 7 innings this year.
Trust the cutter right here.
And both of those prior victories with the White Sox and Houston. Only the third time the Giants have been shut out through 7 this season. Here's the 3-2 all the way into the stands, and a great crowd here tonight. Nearly 44,000, 43,912 in attendance. A sellout.
That cutter is backed up on him right now. Let's see if he can make a better pitch with his cutter here. Back to a good, better spot towards the end of the bat.
Shaking his head. This is a huge pitch. 3-2. Center field, Joe Adell coming in, and he's there. He has it. Big out.
Three straight cutters tied him up.
All right, a sigh of relief right there. We'll give you a quick word from Jack in the Box.
My Nashville hot popcorn chicken. So much deliciousness starting at $6.99.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
You get that big first out. You're Zephyr John. How you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, you just feel that you just gain confidence because this is a tough role to be in. As you got not a lot of experience at the major league level. Paint, 97.
That is some gas. Willie Adames is 0 for 3 tonight with a strikeout.
He's a really, really good player so far this season. It's a little bit of a slow start for him, but yeah, it's a great pickup for the Giants.
How about that cutter? You got 97 with the four-seam heat, and that cutter in the upper 80s. He had no chance. Well, 0-2, you definitely don't want to miss in the zone. Throw that baseball away.
It's not a bad idea. 0-2. You see, especially because you were close enough for that last one. With a cutter, it was a little bit slower than most of his cutters. And that sweeper was 81. The cutter before about 86. He throws it 88 to 90. His cutter.
And this is the pitch that he wanted. It's the 1-2. Apparently not. 2-2. Mess around with 3-2 again.
Yeah, 2-2 you got options. 3-2 is a little bit different.
Jung Hoo Lee.
You want to get this guy right now.
He is on deck. He's swinging the bat all season, especially tonight. That one's ripped foul.
Out in front. Cutter. Zephyr John pitched an inning yesterday. He had 3 punch-outs. That one got out over the plate against him, but battled back after the home run with 3 straight strikeouts.
That's how good he has been. He has now a high leverage arm for Ron Washington downstairs, and another full count. Nervous time here at the Big A. And I'm sure at home watching on TV. Swing, just got a piece. Did he strike out? He missed it.
Yeah.
That's a strikeout. He's asking. Home plate umpire.
No, he didn't make contact on that one.
No, he did not.
No.
2 down. Big strikeout.
Got him to go after a 97-mile-an-hour fastball with a little bit of movement to it. I was going to say, I didn't see any contact on it, but it hit the shin guard, and fortunate enough, it hit the shin guard. It's like a pad save in hockey.
You mean as opposed to hitting someplace else?
Yes.
Bob Melvin understands the situation, trying to see what grandson of the wind Jung Hoo Lee can do with 2 outs. He's 2 for 3, but last time up, hit a rocket, and he takes strike 1. Big moment for Ryan Zephyr John on the bump. 2 down, top of the 8th. And a 2-0 Halos lead over the San Francisco Giants. Oh, big cut.
A good separation of the speeds of those 2 pitches. 97, 98-mile-an-hour fastball followed by an 82-mile-an-hour sweeper. One of the few times we've seen in this game where it was a little bit off balance on the swing.
And I think the first time we've gotten to see the fabulous lid of Jung Hoo Lee. This offseason K-pop band. He's a superstar. The 0-2 outside.
Way to go, Patio. You're bringing it tonight, man.
Next to you, partner. I got to bring it. There's nothing like it. Best seat in the house with you. I'm trying to see the Angels hold off the Giants upstairs.
That's a really good pitch and a better take. Especially we've been downstairs and you ride something up like that and he still took it. He's a real difficult batter to strike out.
Get all that room, third base, and another full count. Wouldn't you know it? I mean, last time we saw him, obviously first pitch that he saw from Tyler Anderson, he laid down a bunt base hit. But you can see the Angels defensively know he's going to swing the bat. And he's got great speed and he draws a walk. fell behind, and he did not cave. A 2-out walk. He's got good speed, 3 stolen bases, and Matt Chapman comes up. And Barry Enright's going to come out and have a discussion. Now, would you think of going to Kenley Jansen for a 4-out save in any way?
You know, you think, because it's been a while since he's pitched in the game too, but you know, especially Zephyr John back-to-back games, he's just moving around, so he's not even getting himself prepared yet.
Yeah, that's I'm sure he can heat up quick, but maybe not that quick. But just in case, I think it would make sense for Chapman. You got Wilmer Flores.
I think right now Barry Enright's just going over the game plan against Chapman, what he's been successful against, what he hasn't been. There's been a time where he hasn't hit good fastballs, but I've seen him hit really good breaking balls and cutters too. So here's a guy with a cutter that throws a lot. That's why that discussion is, do you feel comfortable enough to throw the cutter, or can you go after him with your 4-seamer?
He's got great power, we know that.
And he's going to be hacking first pitch.
3 homers on the season. He represents the time run.
He went with the cutter on that one. He just got around it.
No reason for Lee to be stealing. I mean, that run doesn't mean anything. Unless, of course, Chapman gets a hold of something. A little wide from O'Hoppy's. That for John Alert. Buckle up for this one.
We tied him up on that. Not exactly where he wanted to throw that one to. That tells me that there is, you know, not quite as crisp on his cutter today, but he's a tough kid. This is already his 9th game of the season. Mentioned had 3 punch-outs in the game yesterday. And all you got to think when you're on the mound in this spot, my best pitch of the night. Right here, I need it. I got to throw it.
44,000. Very interested in this situation as it checks on Lee.
Again, this is the second time where there was a throw over with Chapman at the plate, and O'Hoppy was set up inside. So you wonder if he goes back away now.
How do you remember that? Doesn't miss a thing, ladies and gentlemen. Swing and a miss. Zephyr John punches out Chapman.
Rock chop Jayhawk on that one.
Woo! Preserving a 2-0 lead. High leverage. 8th inning. 44,000. Loving it.
Want to do anything this weekend?
Like what?
That concert on Friday is now 60% off. Look how excited they are about saving money.
Wait, did she say 60% off?
What time is it? It's game time.
If you know luxury, it's not just award-winning, it's rewarding. Sadva Mattresses supports all types of sleepers. Luxury is handcrafted and assembled in American factories and brought directly to you with our complimentary in-home delivery and setup service. Which is why over 90% of customers would recommend Sadva to friends and family. Sadva, luxury mattresses made affordable.
Should've used TickPick.
Wait, what'd you say?
TickPick. Look.
Oh, whoa, dude.
What? There are no hidden fees. What'd you guys think I said?
Oh, TickPick. I thought you said.
Basketball, the Clippers, Kawhi Leonard in game 1 against Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets. What a matchup. Clippers playing fantastic basketball. Coverage starts at noon Saturday beginning with the pregame show, award-winning Clippers Live on FanDuel Sports SoCal.
I'll tell you what, that's going to be a great series.
No doubt about it. Jokic is going to be tough, but love to see a healthy Kawhi Leonard right now. Zubac playing great, and Harden. The beard. Speaking of the beard, we got Joe Adele. Bottom of the 8th. And
another good fastball out of the bullpen.
Trevino for the Giants.
You can run it up there too with some running action. 95-99, a cutter, curveball, slider, changeup.
Not to be confused with the 6-time major winner Lee.
Yes.
Trevino, right? No, this is
Joe Adele with 7 putouts in center field, most by a Halo center fielder in the game this year.
Yeah, he's looked good, very comfortable, especially on that knuckleball, that line drive directly to center, which can give a lot of guys trouble. And he's got a double and a single. Hitting 9th tonight. And that's good. That's going to give Washington confidence in Joe, trying to get his game on track at the plate. How about some insurance right here? And Kenley Jansen and his 450 career save. Well, that'll do. A base hit for Joe Adele. He's 3 for 3.
Going back to the last 2 pitches by Zephyr-John, the Matt Chapman, a guy who's had some big moments against the Halos in his career. Threw a cutter in, tied him up inside, and then they were setting up in there, and then he dropped that sweeper away. I mean, a cutter back away, so he went cutter in, cutter away after he had him looking and aware of the pitch inside. It's a great pitch by Zephyr-John, put into a big moment against the high leverage batters in that one also.
Nice piece of hitting for Joe Adele, his 7th career 3-hit game. But back to Zephyr-John, because he threw over to Shonwell. That was kind of set up, that pitch.
Yeah.
Great call by you. All right, sweeper in there for a strike. Taylor Ward. 5 homers on the year, man. This would be big right here. Get a hold of one.
He's got some good power to right center. They're shading him that way in the outfield. And if he pulled in the left field, he's running forever.
Way up and in. And a good count, 2-1. Ramos also playing pretty shallow, is he not?
Baseball's not carrying great tonight, cooler night. Part of the reason. A little bit deeper for Yastrzemski in right for Ward. That's where the majority of his home runs have gone.
Great crowd tonight. It is loud here at the Big A, and it's upstairs. Get the wave going on.
And the drone show.
That is going to be outstanding.
Some great crowds now. 4 great crowds for 4 home games for the Halos. Oh, that's a good pitch right there, and he had it.
4th consecutive, well over 40,000 here. I'm kidding. It does feel like that series here at home was about a month ago.
Yeah. I'm having a tough time remembering who they played. It was Cleveland, I recall.
Thank you for reminding me. Full count. It's a good hack from Wardo.
Yeah, they're anticipating maybe 3-2. I wouldn't go. I trust Ward have an idea of the strike zone. He does. You got Rengifo on deck. Joe Adele's not running great quite yet.
Yeah, but if you get a little action and you get the second baseman covering and he can punch it the other way. A little 1st and 3rd. Doesn't go, and that is hit to Matt Chapman. He goes to 2nd, to 1st. Not handled at first base.
Break there. That's going to be a double play.
Big break.
Taylor Ward's got to get back to the base. He doesn't realize it.
Oh, no. Is he going to be out? Oh, he throws it away. Taylor, stay right. Oh, goes in the dugout, maybe?
Wow.
My goodness, chaos. So I think maybe Taylor must have thought that he was out. Doesn't see the ball bounce away, but smartly, Bo Porter over there yelling at him to get back. Let's see this again.
Yeah, he was fortunate in this one. This is not a good throw back to him. And you see him spin around, think he's out. And Bo Porter's screaming at him. Bailey's running over there quickly, but the throw is away from him. You see his reaction.
If Wade just hangs on to that baseball, he's out. So huge break. Yeah, that whole play makes me hungry.
Yes.
Angel fans and stress. Get 2 tickets and $20 in food and beverage credit with Let's Eat Bundle. Visit angels.com/Let's Eat To pick your game and get 2 tickets plus $20 for food, purchase your bundle at angels.com/let's eat.
Let's eat.
And let's take a deep breath and just digest what we just saw.
And part of the reason, too, you get a break like that, it still potentially gives Trout a chance to come up here in this inning.
Good point.
And it's been a tough night for Trout, yes. But all he needs is one swing. It's a 4 or 5-0 lead, depending on what Rengifo does.
Okay, so 1 away. Second life for Taylor Ward at first. And Luis Rengifo for 3. See Trevino.
I mean, that's the kind of a break he won. I mean, instead of being 2 outs, no one on, you still have someone on base with 1 out. As you try to add on.
Wade at first, unable to handle the scoop. Not a great throw. And count now 2-0. Tell you, Randy Rodriguez, who we saw in the 7th inning, he's phenomenal.
I mean, they have some serious power arms.
Sub-2 ERA, the relief guys coming in. Swing and a miss, a healthy hat, 2-1.
When you get Ben Joyce back in that bullpen too, and Robert Stevenson more than likely at the end of May, it's similar.
Preach.
Zephyr John already. Brian Johnson, Brock Burke bringing the gas.
Counts 2-2.
This is where Rengifo has been really good as far as the 2 strikes, but Kenley Jansen getting ready.
450 career saves on the button with big number 74. Haven't had a chance to see him recently. The Angels not able to have leads in Texas, using 5 of the last 6. Different story tonight. A little ground ball. And Fitzgerald to the shortstop, Adames, and that is a double play. Well, it is time for Kenley Jansen. This is his time next.
I'll give you this brand new
electric vehicle
if you can prove to me you know your finances. How many subscriptions are you paying for?
Just 3.
You sure? Let's download the Rocket Money app right now and see if you're right. It's actually 21 subscriptions, which is costing you around $370 a month.
The app is telling you all this?
Rocket Money shows you all your expenses in one place and even helps you suggest a budget based on your past spending. Don't worry about the 21 subscriptions. You can cancel them right within the app. It'll even try and get you some of your money back.
Why pay too much for cable TV when it costs less for Fubo? Get all the channels you want with all the entertainment you love for the price that cable can't beat. Start watching at FuboTV.com.
The 611 podcast meets MLB Network. Join longtime teammates and former MVPs Jimmy Rollins and Ryan Howard, plus other former players for unfiltered conversations about baseball, culture, and life. Only on MLB Network.
Out that Zack Neto was here and he was going to be making his season debut and lacing up those sweet cleats.
Oh, that energy he brings. Ron Washington is loving that, and it's the fans loving it also.
Oh, little GA and Erica making it. Well, the return of the Neto is here tonight, and you know what? He did not waste time coming up with a big hustle double in RBI. That was a rocket.
Yeah, rocket by Adames. Not easy to get anything by Willie Adames, but he was able to do so. Going back to our Hyundai key for the game today. Back in the saddle again. Yes, indeed. Zack Neto back in the saddle again, and hopefully results in a Halo W here today.
It's a great song choice, but the music I wanted to hear was So Many Tears by Tupac with Kenley Jansen entering the ball game. Strike 1 to Wilmer Flores, followed by Mike Yastrzemski and then Patrick Bailey. Top of the night, 2-0 Halos. Angels had 2 home shutouts all of last season. And just 1 shutout of the Giants all time here at the Big A. It was 13 years ago. 6-0 win. .451 saves, 4th all time.
Generally with Kenley Jansen, it's a lot of strikeouts and a lot of pop-ups and fly balls.
Next on the list, Lee Smith for 3rd place all time, 27 saves away. 1 and 2, very dangerous Wilmer Flores.
Almost got him to chase that cutter upstairs.
Foul count remains 2-2.
See how good he is in inside pitches. He's trying to turn on everything.
What's the wrinkle we can see from Kenley, who wants to do baseball? He's got that balance similar on the right side of what we see from Tyler Anderson tonight.
Well, you look for him to throw that high cutter right now in the outer half.
It's the go-to. And the 2-2.
Took him a slider on that one. Had him off balanced enough.
You can see how locked in Flores is at the plate. It's hard to get beat and does not get cheated.
It's been a battle here. That cutter just middle.
Last time up to end the 6th against Tyler Anderson. Struck out looking. Ball that looked just outside. Clearly. Halos will take it. Trying to pop it up, but out of play.
Boom, 2 sliders in this at bat.
Well, this is that 2-2 pitch, right? You can go something. You can go to that cutter.
Yeah, more than likely you're getting a cutter right here. 9th pitch of the at bat. Trying to get that first out.
The closer from Curacao. He got him to pop up. Zack Neto points to the sky. And Joe Adell is under it. He has it.
That's
big out.
8th put out now of the game for Joe Adell.
Keep him coming. Yastrzemski.
See that on his hat there for his mom. Always in his heart.
It's a big heart Kenley Jansen has, and it's on display here. Sellout crowd and a swing and a miss from Yas. Low scoring game, but electric atmosphere, an extremely tense baseball game. These are the games that the Angels need to be in and need to find a way to win. It's a different feel with this team this year.
A chance to win their 3rd game in 4 games here at the Big A to start the season, so you got to take care of business at home. Yastrzemski 1 for 5 in his career against Kenley Jansen. Flores now 2 for 13 with that pop-up.
Here's the 0-2. Out to left field, Taylor Ward plays it perfectly. 2 away, 1 out to go to finish off this ball game tonight.
Another slider. Jansen. That was a pretty good pitch. Stremski did a pretty good job of making good contact when that was off the plate down. But it's an out.
One out away from save number 452. It's Patrick Bailey. He's 0 for 3. 2 away, top of the ninth, 2-0 Angels. Soul has left this ball game. This is fun stuff here tonight. 1-0. Same spot and same result, ball 2.
For that big out here to finish it off, you got Fitzgerald on deck, and you want to avoid Wade Jr. against Kenley Jansen.
Joe Adell on his horse. And he is there! Ball game! And light up that halo. Kenley Jansen with the save and a huge win tonight for the Angels over the Giants in Game 1.
38th career save for Jansen against the Giants. Tyler Anderson was absolutely outstanding. Zack Neto, welcome back. Zack attack. He was Magneto today.
Tremendous game. Great effort from Joe Adell with a 9 putouts.
Yeah, he was very, very active. He got his steps in today, that's for sure.
Great job by Tyler Anderson in this game.
I just love the way he pitched the baseball against the team that scores so many runs this season, but a dominant performance. Good job by Brock Burke and Zephyr John and Jansen.
Yep. Yeah, tremendous from everybody in this game. The second inning, that was the difference. I mean, Logan Webb was tough to beat, but TA got the job.
You know, I just love his changeup was great. He showed his fastball so effectively today, and that was huge for him. He had him aware of the fastball in, and then used the change piece to get him out in front, and contact not made. 6 punch-outs for the one who works and preps so well, Tyler Anderson.
And right now, welcome back, Zach, standing by with our Erica Weston.
Zach, it's good to have you back. Your first plate appearance tonight, you cash in with an RBI double to score the first run of the game. That had to make you feel good right out of the gate.
Yeah, just trying to keep my composure. You know, I knew I had a big situation out there, so just trying to put a good swing on the bat, and, you know, was able to do that and get an RBI double out of it.
Any nerves tonight?
You know, when you love this game, you're going to have nerves no matter what. So, like I said, just trying to keep it under composure and just keep being me.
Against a tough guy in Logan Webb, too, one of the best guys the last handful of years. What were you thinking stepping into the box?
Man, you know, he was a very tough pitcher out there, so I was just trying to get a pitch that, you know, he made a mistake on, and with the 2-2 count, he left a changeup right there to hit, and I took advantage of it.
Feel at home tonight at shortstop back here at the Big A?
That's right. When you play in the Big A with all these fans, you know, it's special to come back here and play, so I appreciate you guys, and you know, on to tomorrow. Let's do it.
What does this mean to you? What a reception back.
It means a lot. This game's very emotional, so just being able to see all these fans and hear them cheer, I mean, it's pretty special. And, you know, we got something special cooking out here in the locker room, so, you know, every night we're going to give it our all and give it to these fans.
Good to have you back. Thanks for the time.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Tremendous work there, Erica, and you could just hear that applause.
Yeah, I love to say you're always going to have nerves. That means you want to win so bad.
Zack Neto, you are a superstar. Way to play to the crowd. Back to wrap it up next.
Some things are inevitable, inescapable, set in stone from the day we're born. And some aren't. Through Hims, you can get access to a range of options made with proven ingredients to stop hair loss and regrow hair. Formulas are personalized and prescribed by licensed medical providers 100% online. Break tradition with Hims. For regrowth in 3 to 6 months, get started today at hims.com.
Never clean your gutters again with LeafGuard. LeafGuard's seamless design keeps leaves, pests, and sediment out while directing water away from your home, giving you peace of mind that your home and family are protected from water damage with the industry's premier maintenance-free gutter system. Call 844-6LeafGuard right now for a free estimate and save 20% plus $500 off your purchase and installation. LeafGuard. Get it today, protected for life.
for the Angels tonight from a great crowd at the Big A, 2-0 over the Giants. Back tomorrow as the Halos take on the Giants for Game 2. Coverage will get underway at 6 p.m. with Angels Live. Don't go anywhere because our Angels Live post-game is coming up next. Erica Weston and Garrett Anderson. Already heard from Zack Neto. We'll get you more reaction after a fantastic victory. Well, for Mark Uba's son, Eric, I'm Patrick O'Neill. That was a big win. That was fun. See you next time.
Seems like it.
Off Base is coming in a brand new format. Join Lauren Gardner and Xavier Scruggs as they explore all the baseball buzz across social media, pop culture, and around the majors. The Off Base Podcast, all season long, only on MLB Network.
Your day in baseball starts with MLB Central.
Let's get it started.
Lead off your morning with in-depth breakdowns.
Perfect balance.
Boom. Interviews with the players.
Get back to the fastballs. I know what that passion feels like.
And a little bit.
Keeping.
You behave properly.
Hey.
Of everything else.
Come on, Marlins.
The window seats are. The baseball day begins with MLB Central. Weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern. Only on MLB Network.
If you're not watching this show, you're the problem.
Welcome home for the Halos, an exciting win against the San Francisco Giants as we welcome you to Angels Live postgame presented by OC Navigator. Zack Neto returning to the big club in a 2-0 victory in this first of 3 against the San Francisco Giants. We welcome you inside the broadcast booth alongside Garrett Anderson, Erica Weston with you. Fun night. Great to have Zack Neto back. Just a great win all around.
It was a great win all around, and it was started by Tyler Anderson in his great start, and that was the momentum for the day. And he gave the team enough time with his pitching performance, keeping a very good offense at bay and letting the Angels get out front 2-0 on a very, very good pitcher.
Probably his best outing as an Angel going up against Logan Webb. More on the pitching in just a moment, but GA, the return of Zack Neto. Ron Washington said before the game, we don't want him to carry the club, but he was the offense tonight.
Well, he's going to be a big contributor to the team, make no mistake about that. He's just a part of the lineup he's in and where he plays defense, so he brings a lot to the table, and it's a lot of the intangible things that people don't really get a chance to see day to day. You get his athleticism, you get his great plays, but being around him, you get the energy that he brings to the club. And if you got a guy on your team that can bring that kind of energy every day, it just kind of spills over into other people.
Return of the Neto indeed, and he cashed in the first run of the ball game in this one after Nolan Shawneewell with a double against Logan Webb. GA.
And this is one of those things that Ron Washington was talking about. He was talking more about defense and stuff, but offensively as well, he looks like he's ready to play. The swing was there. There was so he went down there and got enough at bats to get up here and swing the bat like that. So that was very impressive to be able to come back your first game and do that. So a tribute to all the work he did when he was on his rehab assignment.
Yeah, the offense really wasn't in question. He was swinging the bat well the whole time he was down there. It was really just the defensive side of things and making sure he was comfortable making all those throws.
Yeah, and he needed to make those throws that, the great play that could put some stress on his shoulders. So as Ron said earlier, you got to do everything when you come come back, otherwise you're going back, which I'm sure there was some truth in there.
He's not going anywhere. He's staying right here. I can't believe he said that. That's just the relationship that the two of them had. So Zack Neto provided the offense for the Angels tonight against Logan Webb, but as you mentioned, Tyler Anderson set the tone tonight.
He did from pitch one. He had very good command of it. And like I said in the pregame show, the fastball is the best pitch in the game. It sets everything up, but his changeup was probably his best pitch tonight. They had no chance when the ball was in the zone, and if he kept it on a higher plane, that makes it even more difficult to hit. So just a great job tonight. Kept a very good offensive team off balance all night long.
Tyler Anderson, 2-0 this season, 2.08 ERA. It's the Angels' second shutout of the season. They had that first one against the Chicago White Sox, but this was essentially just a good old-fashioned pitching matchup for the most part, with two guys tossing a bunch of changeups.
And that's how you get 2 hours and 19 minutes. In a nutshell, I'll take it every night. Yes, very good pitching on both sides tonight. Fortunately, they made one more mistake than the Angels did.
12 strikeouts for Logan Webb, though, on the other side of the mound for the San Francisco Giants. We talked about it, Jay, on the pregame show. He's been one of the most consistent starters in all of baseball for the last handful of years, and tonight was a good reason why.
His fastball was electric tonight. I mean, he keeps everything down in the zone, and it's not just the movement, it's the really late movement that the hitter gives up on the ball, and that's why you see so many takes at the plate, because they think it's a ball and it's back in the zone. So all the other pitches he was throwing at the changeup and the slider, he didn't even have to be really good at it, because his fastball overwhelmed the Angels tonight.
When you're facing a guy that's throwing changeups like that, how do you approach him?
I try to hit first fastball.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
No, I shorten up my swing and try to stay in the middle of the field. The guy pitching like this is not going to let you take really big swings on him, so take the approach of letting the ball travel and stay in the middle of the field.
The most pitches that Logan Webb has thrown this season, he threw 105 pitches, 70 of them for strikes, but it was all about the changeups, GA. For Logan Webb, it was 23 of 27 thrown to righties. That's the most by any right-handed pitcher to a righty this season.
Yeah, and Tyler, he exploited the right-handers tonight. And you could see at times they were trying to sit on his changeup, and they just couldn't thing along with him. And he, made the 88, 89-mile-an-hour fastball look like 95 to some of these guys. It was in the glove a few times when they were swinging at his fastball.
That's what makes it so difficult, right?
Yes.
When you have the variation with the velocity. We saw it from TA too, right? Yeah. The 20-mile-per-hour difference, throwing a 69-mile-per-hour pitch out there tonight as well.
That's too much of a difference. You have to pick one of them. Unfortunately, for the Angels, he had both of them working tonight, so that's why he made quick work of the Giants.
So all you just say is kind of good luck when a guy is varying.
Yeah, you hope he makes a mistake.
Please make a mistake. The Angels just get just enough against Logan Webb to secure the victory tonight. We've got more to come. Stay with us on this post-game edition of Angels Live. Plus, Angels fans, guess what? You just won free French fries. Get free medium fries tomorrow with any $2 purchase, excluding tax. That's only on the app at participating McDonald's. More to come. Post-game reaction ahead. Angels win big against the Giants.
This game,
arguably one of the best pitchers, if not the best pitcher in the game.
At 100 miles an hour, Sandy ties a career high 14 strikeouts.
This guy is a difference maker for the Marlins.
He's a staff ace. He wants to take the ball, man. He has been great.
Sandy Alcantara has thrown a complete game shutout.
It's like if I faced you, you got no respect for me.
No.
Exactly.
Morris at the front of the rotations.
And the guy that wanted to finish what he starts.
Shutout for Sandy Alcantara.
Your day in baseball starts with MLB Central.
Let's get it started.
Lead off your morning with in-depth breakdowns.
Perfect balance.
Boom! Interviews with the players.
Get back to the fastballs. I know what that passion feels like.
And a little bit.
Keeping.
You behave properly.
Hey!
Of everything else.
Come on, Marlins.
The window seats are.
The baseball day begins with MLB Central. Weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern. Only on MLB Network.
If you're not watching this show, you're the problem.
Angels Live is brought to you by the OC Healthcare Agency. Navigate to a healthier you at angels.ocnavigator.org. Angels kicking off Star Wars weekend tonight from the Big A. The drone show happening outside of center field. We welcome you inside the ballpark. GA's watching the drone show, but I'm going to make him talk some baseball tonight because it was a fun game. Just the 2 runs against Logan Webb, all in that second inning. How are the Angels able to cash in tonight?
Well, those are the kind of pitchers that you have to get early. He made a mistake out over the plate, and then Neto put a great swing on this, and the shortstop really had no chance.
Yeah, a lot of weird things happening with the infield defense in this inning. Although they were rockets off the bat of Zack Neto, just didn't really have much of a chance to get there.
Yeah, this is just a ball that the shortstop just has to pretty much olay and get out of the way because the ball was crushed, and you kind of in self-preservation mode right there.
So Nolan Shonowell scores the first run of the game. Zack Neto with his first RBI and a double to start his season. And then Kyron Paris, GA.
He's been doing a great job with this team. I think I was a little questionable there, that being an error. I think that was a hit because he wouldn't have had a chance at him at first base, but contributing at the plate, it's nice to see that he's, been able to do it day to day.
I don't think he's going to mind not getting the RBI or the hit because the Angels able to get the run and score 2 in that inning against Logan Webb. That ended up being the difference. Kenley Jansen closing the door against them. We mentioned the Giants defense, but the Angels had some slick plays on the infield tonight as well.
They did. They played flash some good leather out there tonight between Rengifo and Paris, and those are the kind of things that you have to be able to shut a team out. You can't give them extra outs or anything like that. So, and Rengifo coming in making a barehanded play, that's just a great play from a very good defender.
And that just goes to show all of the work that Rengifo put in during spring training as well, coming in on the ball, barehanding it, getting the out.
Yeah, he made this play look routine, and that is not a routine play by any stretch of the imagination.
More from Luis Rengifo tonight. And again, we talked about this earlier, GA. Yes, this play by Rengifo was great, but Neto is in there to anchor the infield. And I know everybody, the talk before the season, Kyron Paris going to be the 4th outfielder, but he's taking over at second base now.
He looked pretty good right there. And once again, not an easy play, and he turned it into a marshmallow, but it's just a tribute to the work that these guys put in and coincide with their talent. They make the game look really easy.
I know it was a late arrival for the team last night, but they were out here on the field, no BP on the field before the game today, but you better believe that Ron Washington was out there doing those daily defensive drills to get his infielders ready to go.
I don't think that's negotiable at all.
I don't think so
regardless
either.
of what time they get in.
So
and for good reason. I mean, you have to come in and put your work in every day to stay sharp in this game, and otherwise you'll be exposed.
It's only April 18th. They're not tired. They were just getting their infield work ready to go and ended up being great, crisp defense for the Angels. Just a fun night all around here as the Angels return to home, taking the first game of this 3-game weekend series here from the Big A. These two reunited. What a relationship these two have. 2-0 the final. We'll hear from the skipper next.
Arguably one of the best pitchers, if not the best pitcher in the game.
At 100 miles an hour, Sandy ties a career high 14 strikeouts.
This guy is a difference maker for the Marlins.
He's a staff ace. He wants to take the ball, man. He has been great.
Sandy Alcantara has thrown a complete game shutout.
It's like if I faced you, you got no respect for me.
No.
Exactly.
Force at the front of the rotations.
The guy that wanted to finish what he starts.
Shutout for Sandy Alcantara.
I want to talk about the Angels. They're my big surprise team of 2025.
The Angels make sure the halo will shine brightly tonight.
The energy level and the swag and the confidence.
It is Trelliher.
Game's on notice.
Magneto magnificent.
High octane. It is fuel. It is hot. It's coming at you in a big way.
It was 105.5 miles an hour.
No way.
The Halos are unstoppable right now.
Postgame is brought to you by the OC Healthcare Agency. Navigate to a healthier you at angels.ocnavigator.org. The Force was with the Halos in this one tonight. Tyler Anderson, maybe his best outing as a Halo against the Giants. 2-0 shutout win. Let's go inside the Angels clubhouse to hear from the skipper, Ron Washington.
Again, we was in a position where we needed someone to step up and give us a good outing, and that was Tyler Anderson again. He stayed off the barrel of the bats, kept them off balance. He was certainly in control tonight.
And Neto obviously making a pretty quick impact with that RBI double.
Yeah, he looked like he's been swinging the bat. I checked his numbers when he was down in Salt Lake City, so he got close to 50 at bats. So, you know, I was just wondering what would happen when he started facing better pitching, but it looked like he never missed any beat.
Why do you think Anderson's been so tough on righties this year? Is it mainly the changeup, or it's got to be something else? Yeah?
Well, he has an idea what he's doing. And then when he throw that 88-mile-an-hour fastball, it's like 98.
On the ball Neto hit in the second inning, most guys stopped at first base on that?
Not necessarily, because he hit it, it got past the shortstop, and it was headed to the gap. The left fielder was running at an angle. He has to pick it up, he has to make a turn, he has to pick up his target, and he got to make a throw. So he came out the box right away, so that's why he turned it into a double.
How scary was it to see him dive? It looked like the same dive.
Nope, it wasn't scary at all because he did it down in Salt Lake City.
Ken Lee predicted was going to get the lead there tonight, and that happened.
Well, I hoped. I don't do. You can't predict. You can't predict baseball, but I hoped that it would happen just like that. And sometimes you have plans and they come together, and sometimes you have plans and they don't. Tonight, our plan came together.
What happened with Ward on that play?
Well, you just. You know, 101 when you go down the baseline, you turn out. He turned in. Once you turn in, and he just thought it was a double play and dropped his head and was going back to the dugout.
Bears kind of keep you out of trouble with that backhand grab there in the
I think everybody kept us out of trouble out there with the plays they made, and that was a big play. We needed that play, and he came up with it. So, again, that's just a sign of his growth. That's just a sign of his growth.
If there was one thing with Anderson, it was in the first 3 starts, all the walks. How nice was it to see him more efficient tonight?
Well, you know, you have those days, and even though he may have had some walks early in his first starts, he always found a way to pitch around it. And tonight he didn't have to pitch around very much because he was in control of the whole game while he was on the mound.
Yeah, Gia, he really was in control. I understand what he means by needing somebody to step up. The starting pitching on this long road trip, by and large, was pretty good, giving the Angels an opportunity to win some games, but TA just took over tonight.
He did, and he did what stoppers do. You can put a stop in a losing streak, and you give the team a really good chance to win tonight, and he gave the offense all the time they needed to scratch some runs off against a very good pitcher.
And credit to basically just the whole team, what we've been talking about, right? Ron Washington saying they needed everybody. They needed those guys to make those plays.
And to win games up here, you have to have everybody doing their parts. You can't expect one person or two people. I mean, it's going to take, that's why we have 5 starting rotation pitchers. That's why you have all the different players. So when they all contribute, it makes everything a little easier for everybody else.
A lot of fun for the Angels tonight. 10-9 so far, the first 19 games of the season. Stay with us. More to come. More post-game reaction ahead. Star Wars night here tonight at the Big A, kicking off a fun weekend, and the Angels win big.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Now get employee pricing available across a full lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. Employee pricing, you pay what we pay. Only from your local Ford dealer.
Go! Take us to church! Up high and smashes it in.
If you like our shrimp teas, you'll love
love Shakey's garlic shrimp pizza. Now just $16.99 for a limited time only. Get it before it's gone.
Hi. You might know me from my other job, but I'm a business owner too. Here at Once Upon a Farm, we chose the Capital One Venture X business card. With no preset spending limit, our purchasing power adapts to meet our business needs. Love it. And unlimited double miles means we earn more too. Sweet, right? And when we travel, we get access to over 1,000 airport lounges. I could get used to this. The Capital One Venture X business card. What's in your wallet?
Looking for style and performance and fuel efficiency? Then you'll want to make your way to Toyota's Spring Sales Event, where right now you can lease a versatile new RAV4, Toyota's most popular SUV, for a low $369 a month. Just
Off Base is coming in a brand new format. Join Lauren Gardner and Xavier Scruggs as they explore all the baseball buzz across social media, pop culture, and around the majors. The Off Base Podcast, all season long, only on MLB Network.
This is a guy who has MVP-type potential.
Luis Robert is one of the most talented players in the league.
Great nickname, La Pantera.
Can do it anywhere on the field.
He has the potential to be a 30-30 guy that can knock in 95 to 100 runs.
As a fan of the game, there's nobody I enjoy watching in center field than Mr. Luis Robert.
La Pantera.
Angels Live starts at 6 o'clock here on FanDuel Sports Network. Kyle Hendricks making his first home start as a Halo, his first ever start here at the Big A tomorrow night.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be a little bit like what we saw tonight with Tyler Anderson. He's a right-hander, pitch similar, very similar type of style of pitching. So command of his fastball and his off-speed, he should have a good outing as well.
Kind of crazy in all of his years of professional baseball that he hasn't made a start here at home at the Big A, but balanced schedule wasn't a thing until a couple of years ago, so I guess it makes sense. But kind of full circle for the guy that grew up in Orange County and coming to the Big A lots of times with his dad growing up.
Yeah, it should be fun for him. I mean, he's been in the league for quite some time, but yeah, just to finally circle back and make it, it is fun. I mean, for me, I didn't make it to, Wrigley until like one of the last years of my career.
Yep.
So, it does happen.
It does, and it'll be fun for him tonight. I'll have plenty of family and friends in the seats. GA, let's get out of here. The drone show's over. We got the best view in the house. Drone show's over. Thanks for joining us on this post-game edition of Angels Live. Fun one tonight. The two besties back. Big Papa in the house, bringing in the Angels' first run of the night, securing the Angels' victory. Thanks for joining us on Angels Live. For Garrett Anderson, America West, and we'll see you at 6 o'clock from Big A for Game 2 between the Giants and the Angels. We'll see you then.